Hi. Hello. Happy time zone, everyone. How are you doing today? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. There's somewhere in the world that it's good afternoon right now. So let me say hi to everyone really quickly. There's a lot, so it's gonna take me a minute. Thank you for your patience. Hi, Lubar. I am so sorry. I don't know why it kicked you from the first line, but I want you to know that you are first. You are counted as the first one in the stream, so don't worry about that. I promise you got your funny number. Hi, Josh. Oh my gosh, hi, Chomp. Oh my gosh, 2 people that I definitely don't think are the same person. Wait, let me move you guys over here. That makes a little bit more sense. There we go. Hi, Butler Neko. Hi, Conclobster. Hi, Sandcrow. Hi, Focal. Hi, Hype. Hi, Chi. Hi, Bingo. Hi, Quadman. Hi, Argon. That's so embarrassing. I mess up your name. Hi, Argoni. I hope you're doing well. Thank you again for everything. You're so nice. Wow, that was a powerful sniffle. I'm sorry you had to hear that. How are you guys? How was your day? Did you have a good day? Did you get good sleep? Tell me how it was while I get my blanket fixed because I am cold. Wouldn't you know it? 'Tis the season. I was just complaining about being cold yesterday and now it's just bad. Ugh. There we go. Oh, and do you have anything fun to drink today? I currently have a steaming hot cup of licorice spice tea because I don't know why I made this tea, actually. It's not really going to help me with my vocal health. It's not like it's my throat coat or anything. Yeah, I drink tea, by the way. I don't drink coffee. I know that didn't get brought up at all in the debut 2.0, but if you were interested. Orange juice. What time is it for you to be drinking orange juice? Or are you talking about the game? Because there's 2 different ways you'd be talking about orange juice. One of the tea flavors. I know licorice is not popular in general, and I don't like real licorice. I don't like the taste of it, but this is fine. I actually don't mind it. So happy it's cold now, I wear my hoodies. I'm trying to get away from my hoodies is the issue. I love my hoodies so much, but I'm trying to be more fashionable, so I'm trying not to wear them as much. It's okay though. I'm getting some sweaters. I'm gonna look very nice and fancy soon. Day was long, but not bad. Good! Had to teach a bunch of nerdy tech stuff. Oh my gosh, a nerd. A tech nerd too? Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm gonna be surrounded by a lot of people who are into programming and coding because... Do I peel back the curtain? I've already peeled it back. I work in my dreams when I'm not in this form. I dream of being some random woman in a cubicle working on a magical machine that turns words into actions. So dumb. Deep cut, 100%. Okay, I'm gonna try and drink this tea. I might burn my tongue, but it might help me learn how to speak. So we're gonna try, okay? Oh, that's hot. That's really hot. Never mind. We're good with that. I'm good. We're good. Recently discovered a powdered juice like Tang that tastes exactly like fermented milk. What does fermented milk taste like now that I think about it? I need to try more drinks, I think. I'm mainly a water drinker. I'm a water truther above everything else. I used to drink a lot of soda. I'm trying very hard to kick that habit because it's bad for my throat, and I am trying to do this thing called streaming where you talk a lot, and if you're using your voice a lot, you probably want to make sure that you're talking and your vocal health is good. So I'm trying to get rid of that. I don't really drink juice, so mainly just been water and tea. No milk. I think that would give me a tummy ache. Water my goat. Missed you. I missed you guys too. Thank you again to everyone who waited for me for 3 months. I don't know how long it's been. Debut was certainly delayed, and that is due to my own carelessness and an addiction to Uma Musume that I should not have attained. But we're here now, and I have uninstalled Uma Musume, so I think we're gonna be okay. I'm pretty sure. I hear honey's a good vocal thing. I've heard that too. However, I don't have any honey. I did go to the grocery store. Oh my gosh. I have been struggling to be a healthy human individual for the past couple days. If you saw on twitter.com, I recently announced that I got my first full 8 hours of sleep in weeks. It was crazy. I went to the grocery store today. I bought meat and salads and chips that I probably shouldn't have bought, but I bought things. And that's more than I have been doing, where I've been ordering food through a delivery service. So, improvement. Okay, I'm gonna try and drink this again. Yep, that is some hot water. Honey tea is really good for your throat. Recommend chamomile. I will see. I have a list of teas that I know I like. I also have a list of teas that I want to try. I need to write this down. People need to just send me their tea recommendations, and then I... Stream idea. I make 10 billion different teas, and then I try them all, and I tell you what I like and don't like. I'm sure that would be entertaining. Incremental progress. Yeah. Soon, maybe I'll be doing taxes. Well, actually, I don't want to be doing taxes anytime soon. That is like in another 4 months, I think. You're gonna keep your sub badges. Oh, I guess we should talk about the official stuff too. This stream is debut 2.0. Oh, guess who forgot to update their title? Let me do that really quickly. I was busy before stream, taking a fat nap, so I'm sorry if things are incorrect around here. But we are gonna be doing a re-look at my debut slides, maybe do a behind the scenes on the... what's it called? The lore video. Did you guys like my lore video? Do you like how hard I worked on it? Did you like all the hard work everyone else put into it? I was so proud of everyone. Debut, whoa, that's not how you spell debut. Human debut 2.0. I'm a real yapper now. Because now I can yap and actually read you guys. I was so sad I couldn't read all the comments on the VOD, but I'm gonna watch the VOD later and see all the comments, so thank you everyone who watched and commented. I'm going to see your comments, so if you were nice or if you were mean, I'm going to know. And if you were mean, I might cry. Like I said, crying is my hobby. It was cute. Yay! Good, didn't even know this. Oh my gosh. Well, if I have anything to show you today, it's my lore video that we're gonna be looking at probably after the slides, I think. I'll probably go through the slides first because that's the important stuff, and then we'll look at the lore video. I think that's a good order of events. Let's try it without little difficulties. Hee hee. I actually think my debut stream had no scuff, as far as I'm aware. I don't know if there was any scuff. Was there scuff? Then I did not know. I hope not. I was trying really hard beforehand. I was actually a little bit late to streaming because I was busy practicing. I wanted to make sure nothing went wrong, so I had a very good first impression. So if you are new, I hope it was a good first impression. Crying is a diabolical finishing move. It's so powerful, isn't it? But I think it'd be... I'm gonna use the crying one sparingly, I think. I'm not much of a crier on stream. And even if I was... Can you imagine, like, I'm actually sobbing openly on stream, and then I just, like, tab over to, like, my app, and I'm just like... I think that's why people don't really use their toggles that often, is like, how are you gonna remember to actually do it when you're actually feeling the emotion? Ugh. There wasn't any scuff? Are you sure you're a VTuber? I'm pretty sure. I mean, what do you mean? I am a real human woman standing in front of you. We're talking a normal conversation while we're walking on the road. What do you mean? Also, I noticed that sometimes text on the text box is duplicating. I will try and figure that out. So there's the scuff in that regard, but I didn't code that, so that's not my fault. Give me a surge of inspiration. That's all I want, actually. If people can be inspired by the stuff I do, that's all I want. And also maybe if you talk to me. I like people talking to me. I don't like people staring at me, but I like people talking to me. It's very confusing. Sorry, I was hallucinating. Don't worry. Okay. Scrungled, the liar of lies. I'm not a liar. I'm a liar. Get it right. Let's go through the slides really quick. We can keep yapping while I'm doing them. I'm just going to set us up over here. So, boop. And then... That's probably a good size. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's my little pointer stick again. And definitely not... I think I'm funny. There are certainly things I did not bring up in my debut that I do like, and I guess maybe that was my one way of hinting at one of them. Let's see, where is my PowerPoint? There's my PowerPoint, and there you guys are. And then I move you guys over here so you're easier to read for me because I like reading what you say. There we go. What happens when you whack someone with that? Oh. Do you not know the yaoi paddle lore? Do you not know how that... Okay, wait. Here's my yaoi paddle lore. I know you guys wanted to talk about the debut and like get to know me and all this stuff. Here's... Here's the best way to get to know me. Okay, so back in the ye old days of cons, people started selling these things called yaoi paddles. I don't know where it came from. And they would have different things on them. It was like yaoi, it was yuri... I don't think there was one for, like, het stuff. But, like, they sold these at anime conventions. And, like, it's a funny gimmick. It's funny. It's fine. The issue became young people would buy these paddles, and sometimes people who were older and maybe should have known better, they would buy these paddles and then go up to strangers who were cosplaying as characters that may or may not have certain shipping associated with them, and then they would hit them with it on the tushy. Complete strangers, I need to reiterate. People that they did not know, but they were just like, oh my gosh, that's my yaoi twink baby. I don't think they were saying twink back then, though. So, these are infamous for both being at cons and also doing that. Yeah, it's bad. I don't know what people were thinking back then. I don't know why you thought that'd be a good idea. But there are people in this world who maybe don't think before they do things. Luckily, I think I've been thinking a lot. And now we're going to think some more together, okay? Because very first slide we're going to talk about... I guess this is related in a way to being a good person. Yeah, it was really uncomfortable. But here's how we're gonna make this place not uncomfortable. I wanted to go through the rules really quickly. I never officially did this when I was streaming beforehand, but I wanted to just like specifically have this right here so people know what the rules are. I've seen a lot of streamers do this beforehand, so you know like boundaries and stuff. But I tried to make it pretty simple, pretty short and sweet. There's a couple reasons for that, which I'll also reiterate in a second, but if you don't take anything else from this, the TLDR, keep it PG, keep it respectful, keep it organized, and keep it professional. Those are the 4 steps to enjoying a liar stream, and those are the 4 steps I want you guys to keep in mind. Pretty please. I think the top one, pretty easy to understand. Keep it PG. This is a safe for work environment. Don't be like crazy horny in my chat. Don't talk about not safe for work topics because we are on YouTube.com and Twitch.com. And Twitch.com has a hot tubs category, but we will never be in that category. And there's suggestive content on there, but we will not be touching that. I would rather not have that stuff in my space, personally. I mean, it's funny if, like, sometimes I am not above middle school boy humor, but I don't want us to be talking, like, in depth on those topics, okay? Yeah. Next one, keep it respectful. Discriminatory or hateful language, including bullying, doxing, spamming, or other abusive. I'm a streamer and I can speak. Any forms of abuse that I see, I'm not going to accept. I would like to say this is a safe space for everyone. I want to say, regardless of orientation or, you know, society stuff. So if I see anything related to that I don't like, that will probably be an instant ban, to be honest. So keep that in mind. This one is a little bit more vague for number 3. Keep it organized. It's a couple things. English only. I know I wrote that I know German. I'd prefer we don't really talk in German unless it's like maybe in the future I'm like, German only stream. If I speak English, I end stream. Like outside of that, it should be English only. In addition, this one's important. I would like for us to stay on topic. I know it's pretty common if you're really excited to ask me a question and you really want to know how I feel about the color purple, the book, or the actual color. You probably shouldn't bring it up when we're talking about a very specific moment in a game, or if I'm talking about like D&D, like it's a D&D dedicated stream, for example. If it's just chatting, you're a little bit more loose with it because then it's like, whatever, we're just talking. But if it's like a dedicated focused thing, don't ask random questions, or don't just randomly be like, I don't know, don't trauma dump, I guess is another thing that keeps into this as well. It's a mix between like keep it respectful and keep it organized. I in chat will not be a therapist, and it's okay to be sad, but you should probably not bring that up in a public stream where people could maybe use that to their advantage, among other things. Find people who can help you in that regard. How do you feel about green hair having? Mods, ban that guy. How do I feel about the color blue? It used to be my favorite color. But anyway. For the last one, keep it professional. Don't beg me to say certain things, and then don't ask me to collab with you or play certain games with you. Oh my gosh, moles. Hi, moles. How are you guys doing? How is stream? Wait, I missed the live visual novel. I'm miserable. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. I didn't want to see the live visual novel anyway. Hi, guys. Here, wait. I actually also realized you guys are missing from here. There you are. Hi, guys. There we go. Hi, if you are new to this stream. Hi, I am Liar. I recently debuted, and yesterday, your lovely ruler, Tabby Ragtan, drew me on stream, and I'm still crying over that. That was so beautiful. Thank you, Tabby. I hope you had fun on the VN stream. We were just talking about my rules, so if you want to know my rules and also go over all the cool stuff that I'm going to be doing on this channel, you should stick around. But also, you should get water and stretch and do all that good stuff. Both you, chat, or moles. Sorry, is that too impersonal to call you chat? Moles and Tabby, you should go and get some water and stretch because it's very important to be healthy and mindful of yourself. But yeah, welcome in. Just to really quickly reiterate, my rules are very simple. Keep it PG, keep it respectful, keep it organized, and keep it professional. The last one we were just talking about, don't beg me for stuff. I would prefer to keep things nice and not... How do I word this? I want a professional. I know that sounds strange for a Twitch environment or a YouTube environment, but I like when we are all cool and positive and awesome individuals. I think that would be nice if we are professional. I also realized that I did not set up the mix it up. There we go. Wait, I just realized something. Hi, my alerts should now be working. I don't have any sounds for them yet, but I did have a fun one for raids. And I was so excited to show it off when someone raided me, but I completely forgot to set it up, so I'm gonna just re-ping it right now. Actually, I don't know if it works on YouTube. We're gonna find out. Ta-da. Events? Oh, I think this is actually a Twitch raid event thing only. No, it is only for Twitch. Well, if I get raided on Twitch side, it should show up now. Oopsie. There's my scuff. See, I had no scuff on debut. It's all gonna come crashing down today. I think that's what's actually gonna happen. Not positive that YouTube has raid notifications. It kind of does. When someone raids in on YouTube, it'll make a notification in the chat. I don't know how well it works for third-party programs reading events in. I know it can read in follows. I don't know anything outside of that, though, so we're gonna see. Hi, Lyra said to ban me. Oh, well, you didn't have to say that. Tea time. Okay. Next. Oh my gosh, it's me again. Yeah, speaking of my luck stat. I actually don't have a lot more updates on this one. I will say that this lovely, lovely animation you will see in the future anytime there is a raid, because every time it raids, it'll show up with a little special event, I should say. I am RPG themed after all, in a way. But I saw this by Jaxus, and I was like, oh, I need this so bad. Am I not so cutieful? I love her so much. I love the little bounce he gave me. F for fantastic. I don't know if I would call my luck stat that. Actually, originally was thinking of lowering the strength and the dex stats originally because, to be honest, it's been a while since I did anything like physical, so I don't think those stats are pretty accurate. I think I would probably lower them now to like, realistically, this would be like a... I think that's more accurate. Don't mind that I'm adjusting a PowerPoint. But the magic stays. Defense, I'm no good with defense. Resistance, I think I'm a little bit better at, just because of the nature of my relationship with Ozzy, or the bond. How do I word this? The bond between us. I think it's the best way to put it. With Ozzy, there's certain things that were not previously open to me in terms of spellcasting. He sort of heightens that, but that's lore. Dev menu. I mean, I am at night. I do, I do play with those funny little magic words in those magic machines, and I see what happens. Power friendship, kind of. You could say that. It might also be a blood bond of some sort, or a magic ritual. Who knows? Do I remember? Not really. I'm gonna drink some tea. There we go. Blood friendship. Yeah. That's a thing. I think. Speaking of Ozzy, I skipped a slide for me. We'll come back to this. Ozzy is actually peek behind the curtain. Ozzy was originally named Ozymandias. You might have noticed that he sounds very similar with his full name, Osmandia, to two things. There's Ozymandias, which is a poem about a dead king, I think is the best way to describe that. I also noticed, while I was doing research for his name, he also kind of sounds similar to Asmodeus. And I was like, well, that's a king of hell. That's a cool thing to be related to. And then I looked it up and I was like, he's in charge of the sin of lust. And I was like, I don't think that's very appropriate for my book. But I do think the similarities are funny. So if you think that's interesting and you want to know why certain things are the way they are, there you go. I also just wanted to call him Ozzy. I've had him for a long time in my head that I've always called him Ozzy. I remember that even like when I was a frog. I just don't remember why. It's Yowie book. May the Ray, what does that mean? Hi May, how are you? I love you. I hope you are doing well. Thank you for being here. I don't think he's a Yowie book though. A good callback, thank you. I originally, when I first came up with the idea, it wasn't a matter of, you know, being related to that poem. It just happened that his role fits pretty well with the poem of Ozymandias, actually, which I think is very funny. I love coincidences. That's a very common theme in TRPGs, I think, is where you'll come up with something and then it becomes really, really relevant later, even if it's a joke. So I thought that worked out pretty well. Was it a poem? I mean, I could read the poem right now if you want. I know my sister likes to read poems. Maybe I could do that for you too. There's a chapter in the book nobody's allowed to... What do you guys think is in Ozymandias? What is happening? He's a normal magic... Well, he's not normal. He's decidedly not normal, actually. He has eyes and stuff. Read it? Okay, let me pull it up. Oh my gosh, live reading stream. ASMR. Not really. Ozymandias. It's a poem by Percy Bysshe Shelley. Ozymandias poem. You guys might find some interesting similarities when you hear this. Isn't it a forbidden book? He's not quite forbidden. It's complicated. I have ideas for how I want to expand his lore in particular in the near future, so we'll see about that. It might just be a written short story. Oh, so hi, Jay. He's a normal abnormal book. That's a pretty good way to describe it. All right. Do I use special music to... Here, wait. I think I have. Let me do special music for Ozzy's reading. Lore. Debut resources. PowerPoint 2B, no. Lore video assets. How's that? Sound familiar? Alright. Ba-ba-ba. Hopefully my audio levels are okay. Welcome to my poetry reading class. I'm not really good at voice acting, so hopefully you like my performance. Make sure to rate it 5 stars, okay? Well, now I'm nervous. Why do I get like that? Okay. I'm calm. I'm cool. I'm fine. I met a traveler from an antique land who said, 2 vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions read, which yet survive, stamped on those lifeless things, the hand that mocked them and the heart that fed. And on the pedestal, these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains. Round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. Man, what was that about? I wonder what that means. I actually didn't know about Ozymandias until... Well, okay, so I knew about the term, my name is Ozymandias, King of Kings, for a while. But that is because back when I was a younger little child, there was this game called Civilization. I think it was Civilization 4. And when you unlocked a certain technology, it does that line is, my name is Ozymandias, King of Kings, look on my works, ye mighty in despair. And I was like, wow, that's so cool, I thought when I was a little baby. And then I forgot about it until I was making my lore, and I was like, Ozymandias is a cool name. So that's the origin of that. We also have, thank you Globster for the transcript, because I know it can be hard to pick up on words sometimes. Hubris of great men, right. There's a couple of things I think are interesting related to my lore that I won't get into, but I'll just point out. I met a traveler from an antique land. The fact that everything around the statue of Ozymandias is decayed and broken and nothing is left. that cold sneer thing. I think it's more about his character than anything. Not to be rude to Ozzy. I love Ozzy. So that was my poetry reading class. As for his stats, I didn't necessarily know if I wanted to give him a stat sheet originally just because he's a book, but I thought it'd be fun. And also he's my dearest companion in some ways, considering I don't really have anyone else on the road with me. Well, I have you guys, but we're not sure what we are yet. What are we? But I knew that I wanted to just at least, like, figure out the height. Do you know how hard it is to figure out how big a book is? Especially a tome of his size. I kept looking up all this other stuff, like, how big are big books? As if that was going to help me. And then I was comparing him compared to, like, my body over here. I don't have it here right now, but I can show. Here, wait. Sorry to break the third wall. Here's Ozzy, right? Like, something like that, right? How big is he compared to me? I was trying to do math on this, and it's not like it's very easy when he's moving around. I don't know. I don't know. If people want to do the math on it and figure out how big he is, I would appreciate it, because I don't know how to do math. Can Ozzy fight by himself? That's a good question. I think he is capable of some things on his own, but he is just a book. I mean, you're not just a book. I don't mean it like that. But it does need a conduit for that magic, if that makes sense. So I am required for some things. Some things he can do on his own. Maybe he shouldn't always have the ability to do things on his own. Okay, I don't mean it like that. But, you know. I don't know, maybe that's lore. Maybe that you're touching on things that I've thought about that I haven't been able to write down yet. Ooh. You know what? You can stay out for a little bit. Can Ozzy shoot lasers? Can you? I don't know. So, I should probably specify... I mentioned a long time ago that I'm really fond of electric magic. I can do most elemental magic, I think, with Ozzy through, you know, elemental magic kind of basic. I do prefer the electric kind, so I guess if you count lightning as a laser, not like a laser as in, like, you know, if you're thinking of like free-run lasers, nothing like that. Frog is summoned? Frog was me. Maybe I should probably specify this. The frog, let me get my little pointer. This little guy right here, this is me. I can't really summon myself, if that makes sense. I think it'll be hard for me to go back to that form for a while. But it is something that maybe I could do one day. Or if I'm in a collab, you might see that little version of me because it's easier to be like little tiny me. He just uses nothing but how do you even say that? Ball known? I know what you're referencing, but I don't know how to say it. How many pages does Ozzy have? I don't know. He's pretty big. There's a lot of spells in here. There's some that I have not even touched upon. It's not like I had the ability to study everything, but I did need to study through them. I didn't hit everything. Some things he would not let me read. Can we make a real gun? Well, I don't think guns are canon in my world, but you can try. Will the lore hit? Great question. Bull gun known. Ah. Astral projection is easier when focus is smaller. That's why frogs. Yep, you got it. That's the definite lore reason. Let's continue with our slides. Oh my gosh, my experiences. I want to apologize if you were watching the debut. I ended up talking about this way more than I should have. I was too busy yapping about myself. I'm sorry. It's been months. I wanted to talk about myself. I love talking about myself. And I'm gonna drink tea before I continue talking about myself. That looks so strange. Yap is fun. It is true. This still is kind of embarrassing to me. Could you hear the slurping sound? Did you hear that too? Is that why you said slurp? Or are you just saying no? You know what? I'm good down here. I'm good. I'm gonna... No! I'm going to just stay down here as we talk about the things that I like. I'll make myself just a little bit bigger, but, you know, I'm gonna move on past that. Yeah, the things that I like. No, I don't think I need to slurp again. I think I'm good. Anyway, I love talking about my experiences. And I know oftentimes when a VTuber talks about their likes and dislikes, it tends to be hobbies and stuff and things like that. I thought it'd be fun to talk about physical experiences because I am a traveler. And I think one of the most important things about traveling is the experiences you have. And I thought it'd be cool to mention some of the things that I like. So that's why I mentioned things like the wind in my hair, watching things with my eyeballs, listening to fun stuff over and over again, shiny things. I have pictures of shiny things for you in a couple slides. There's also some that I think might be confusing to some people. I think I mentioned this before, but like, I really hate being cold, right? Like anything about being cold on this side, I hate it. I hate everything about being cold. I love the summer. I think if you enjoy being cold, I'm gonna be nice. I think you are a special kind of person, and I really admire your ability to enjoy miserable conditions. I think that's pretty cool. I'm really happy for you, but it could not be me. However, if I'm going from someplace cold and miserable to like the most hot and miserable and muggy place, that is so much better. I love that experience. I think my sister hates this experience because we have sometimes done this together where we go from a cold place to a really hot and muggy place. I will enjoy that experience more than most other things. For example, if you are at a tavern that is really, really cold and then you get into a carriage that has been sitting out in the hot sun all day, and all of the tarp over it was covering it up so it's hard to breathe in there, I like that. Screw traveling on my bed. I didn't really talk about this in my PowerPoint, but we'll talk about it later at another slide. I really like travel. I understand why people don't like doing it, but it's not to be like it's my whole branding, but it's my whole branding. Even when it's, well, even when it doesn't end well for me. Let's put it like that. Speaking of headaches, I had a headache today. So you already know it's the wintertime season. Can Liar play the lyre? I shouldn't say always. I've wanted to learn for a while. However, I don't really have access to a lyre. I was going to learn guitar. I have a cousin that knows how to play the guitar, and I was going to get a guitar from them. I have not acquired this. It was going to be for my birthday, too. I did not get my birthday guitar. I'm very upset about this. I also, for a little bit, I was trying to learn ukulele for a very brief time. It did not last long. Do Twitch clip links work, or do they get bonked? That's a good question. I think Twitch links are okay. If you get banned or anything, well, you wouldn't get banned, but if the message gets retracted, it shouldn't be a problem. I think you're good. Travel blogs incoming. Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be so funny? We'll talk about that later. From frozen mountaintops into the depths of a sweltering volcano. Yes, exactly. That's the kind of stuff I want to do. Except I don't want to be on the top of a mountain because I hate hiking. I love traveling. I hate hiking. Very important distinction. I don't like climbing up things. It hurts my little baby legs. I like flat land. Don't mind the fact that it's really hilly where I come from. Is there any other ones that I want to mention? I love musicals. I didn't really mention it in the music tab. I really love musicals a lot. My favorite one right now. Well, I have two that are like fighting for #1 spot. #1 could be Amelie the musical, but the West End production, not the Broadway production. I don't think the Broadway one was that good. Or it could be The Great Comet of 1812. Yes, I am a snob. This may not make sense because I really love cringy stuff. I'm also very much a pretentious snob when it comes to my media. If an anime is too popular, or if a show is too popular, I do not like it. It could be really well written. If it's popular, I'm not gonna like it. For the most part. I think there's some shows that I have in my show list that are popular. I'm still pretentious though. I need to keep that as part of my branding, okay? Just like me? Yep, you get me. And then of course it's like bad stuff. I think most of these people would agree that they're not fun. Well, except for... Do I have storm enjoyers in here? Do you like when there's thunder and lightning outside your window, slamming on your glass, threatening to get in? Is that something you enjoy? Are you a masochist? Yeah, okay, well, I'm sorry I just called you a masochist. That just kind of came out. I can't do it. I have such bad storm anxiety. It stresses me out. Okay, I'm getting it seems like a pretty even split. It means I have to go to work. Oh, yeah. 07 in the chat for you. That work is not fun. Like the vibe, hate the feeling. It looks cool when you're watching a show. I like the hurricanes is crazy. See, I've experienced hurricanes. I also, in a way, I've experienced like a tornado watch. Is it? I always get these mixed up. Warning is when there might be a tornado. Watch is there is, or is it vice versa? Because in my head it should be, if you're watching for a tornado, that means it has physically been spotted. And a warning is it might show up. What is the difference? Is that right? Sometimes during really bad storms, I'll sit outside to admire the chaos. You remind me of my parents. Isn't there like a joke about people, like adults, like going outside while their kids are freaking out and just like staring at like, yep, this is looking like a pretty bad storm, y'all. Warning is when one has been spotted. Right, okay. Yeah, that makes no sense to me. I think it should be split, or it should be the other way around. Hurricane damage aftermath stuff. Yeah. Not for me. I just want to live somewhere without any problems, but unfortunately everywhere has problems. So that's why I travel. You can't... Problems can't catch me if I keep walking. Like, watch out, there might be a tornado. That's fair. That's a good way to put it. It just doesn't compute in my tiny little brain. And then, of course, related to bad storm, getting wet clothes. Physical experiences like that, I don't like that. Not for me. No, I'm old. I'm sorry to tell you this. End up watering into the face first. Oh, you mean a storm? Yeah, that would not be fun. I need to stop thinking about storms. Yes, wet socks, basically, yeah. Except I apply it to my whole body. So if my shirt is wet, that's already too much. That's too much for Elmo. I hate that feeling. But I know people in my life who really like water rides. I don't like water rides. I love roller coasters. I love theme parks. If you were here before my debut, you know that I took a trip to Epic. I almost said Epic the Musical. I went to Epic Universe in Florida. I had a lot of fun there. I loved some of the rides. I loved a good majority of the rides. Maybe not a magic themed one as much, but the other one's really good. So those, I love that part. That's where the wind in your hair thing comes in too. I love a really fast ride. I love going upside down, all that stuff. I can't do a water ride. That's the one thing I can't handle. Wet clothing sticking? Yep. It just feels yucky. Doesn't like water getting on clothes. To be fair, frogs are equipped to get wet. I was clothed. I also didn't get wet that often, even in my froggy form. I just kind of chilled in the shade whenever it rained. Roller coasters are almost always top-notch. I can't do, like, extreme ones. Like, if you were like, hey, liar, let's go on the tallest roller coaster in the world. I can't do it. I'm pretty sure I have a small fear of heights as well. Not like an extreme one. Not to the same extent as, like, storm anxiety, I think. But the idea of going all the way to the top and there's nothing for, like, yards and meters and meters and meters, that stresses me out. I can't do that. I also get that call of the void in certain points too, and I don't like that feeling, so I try to avoid high places when I can, because I don't know if Liar's going to maybe make a mistake one day and let the call take her. Hearing the squishing noises? Oh, you're a freak. I'm moving on. Oh my gosh, my favorite things. I have a lot more favorite things compared to last time. We'll get there. Adrenaline junkie me? Yeah. Like, I like the adrenaline. I don't like the fear I get from the heights. That's the thing. Oh my gosh. My nose is, like, fighting me today. I'm, like, congested. I don't know why. It's not like I'm even sick or anything, and it's not like the allergies are bad. I'm gonna take another sip of tea. Drink something, too. Drink water or whatever. Or a healthy beverage. A healthy snack. Ah. Maybe the temperature? I don't know. I'm nice and cozy where I am. Outside, maybe not as much. Anyway, anime. About being pretentious. I saw someone mention Hyosogiga during the stream yesterday. I didn't get to read it, though. But yeah, Hyosogiga is probably my favorite anime. I need to go back and rewatch it sometime. Watch along when? Except it's probably nowhere to be found anymore because anime streaming sites refuse to have my little niche baby shows. I like shows that are about the characters more than fun action scenes. So things like Fate Zero, The Summer Hikaru Died, Yokai no Kanata, or Beyond the Boundary. I don't think I wrote any of these in JP, right? Yeah. I mean, the only one I wrote in JP is Kyosogiga, but it's like... I think the English translation's like... Kyoto Through the Looking Glass? I think that's the right way to say it. I think. I don't know. But also, my other sleeper hit that did not get the credit it deserves during the Crunchyroll Awards, oh my gosh, The Elusive Samurai deserves way better. That was honestly the best show of last year. I am like 99% sure. I don't know what else came out that year. If there was like Demon Slayer stuff, yuck, boring, bland, get it out of my face. Elusive Samurai? I want 5 seasons right now. That needs way more budget. That was such a good show. If you don't know, it's a historical fiction about a young Japanese prince who his whole family gets wiped out and he has to try and bring back his territory under his control. It was so good. It's so good. I wish I could forget what happened in it so I could rewatch it. And then I could binge it because the whole season's out. I could just go from episode 1 to episode 12 and I would be so thrilled. It's so good. If you take one thing from this, go watch The Elusive Samurai. And then Kyosogiga, if you can. It's hard to find Kyosogiga, I think, though. I saw Chomp said something about, I wish I could have them all in one place. I think it's good to have multiple different places to do anime, because I don't want a monopoly, right? Because Crunchyroll's probably using AI for its subtitling now, and that's kind of yucky. I don't like that. So I also think competition is healthy, so I'd rather there be multiple places. Pirate, I mean, I love being a streamer on Twitch and YouTube where I have a terms of service that I must follow. So I would never, ever tell you to fly a pirate flag. But I do know recently it's been very popular to fly the One Piece flag. Hee. Sorry, I had to drink more tea. I too am a Demon Slayer hater, and it reminds me of I need to watch Sword of a Stranger. It was something I knew I should watch. I just haven't watched it yet. Oh my gosh, the one scene where it has the what's it called? I want to call it a panopticon, but that's not right. Panopticon is the one where it's a jail cell and they have a big tower in the middle. I'm not talking about that, but it's like I don't remember. Anyway, there's really cool artistic stuff. So if you like pretty animation, go watch it. It's so good. There's 1 or 2 episodes where they have to use like 3D animation, but that's so they could save money for the real good stuff later. And it's not that bad. So if you can handle a little bit of bad 3D at one point, it's worth it for everything else. I think all the shows I picked, well, almost all the shows I have listed have really good animation. You know what? Okay, there's 2. Because Fruits Basket was made in 2003. And I know it's dated, but it's still my little baby. I still need to watch the full version of Fruits Basket in 2022. Was it 2022 when they made the new one? I'm so proud of my babies. I think Fruits Basket was the first manga I actually read the full thing for as well, if I remember correctly. $2019? Oh my gosh. It's been 6 years since they remade Fruits Basket. Almost 7. I'm so old. Oh. It's bad. Anyway, before I crash out over that, I love video games. I love my old video games, right? My games that are so old that make me old. I can actually talk about it a little bit on this side too. If you saw me on twitter.com, I did that trend where you show the 10 games that are about you, or like that describe you. These 10 games probably describe me pretty well. I don't know if you would pick a different game for us. I will say, I probably should have switched out Road Trip Adventure for Fire Emblem. I was just like, I want to pick like my nostalgia bait games. What's my nostalgia bait? Road Trip Adventure, which apparently only sold like 90,000 copies ever, if I remember correctly. Or maybe that was Rule of Rose. I was doing research on that too recently. It's a very tiny game. All it is it's an RPG where you're a car. You also race in it, but mainly you're just a car. And you're just living life in car world. I think my majority of my game taste isn't that niche. I think if I had to go through and look at everyone else's favorite games, I would see a lot of Wind Waker. I'd see a lot of Kingdom Hearts. I probably saw some Sonic. I saw a lot of Harvest Moon. The other ones I think are a little bit more niche. What is my race of choice in Oblivion? That's a good question. I always played as Redguard when I was younger. When I was doing my current playthrough, which we will get back to, by the way, I have an Oblivion playthrough that we will get back to because I love Oblivion with all my heart. I was playing Argonian. Argonian. Because I was like, what's the closest thing to a frog? A lizard. What was my favorite Harvest Moon? So they fell off around... Which game did they fall off around? Not necessarily when, like, the publishing changed, but... I don't remember. Okay, so Another Wonderful Life was my first Harvest Moon game. I have very fond memories of Magical Melody and Tree of Tranquility. I really wanted to like Animal Parade. It had a lot of issues that made it harder for me to play. I don't think it was as well developed as Tree of Tranquility, and I actually finished Tree of Tranquility if I remember correctly. I could not finish Animal Parade. As much as I liked the concept and I liked the city, everything else was kind of eh. So I guess I would say Another Wonderful Life, then Magical Melody? Actually, maybe Tree of Tranquility, because I technically did beat that one. Also, I had my lovely husband. My husband got nerfed in Animal Parade. I married Owen in Tree of Tranquility, right? He's the blacksmith. He's shredded, right? Like, that's the whole thing. I did not pick him because he was shredded. I just really liked the tropes that he had. But in Animal Parade, they made him like a twunk. It was so upsetting. They nerfed him. They made all of the guys have the exact same body shape. He looked so bad. It was so... He was twinkified. It was so bad. That's fine. I have new husbands. My favorite Fire Emblem. Another good question. So, my first one was Awakening. Sorry, I'm a basic fan. Then there was Fates, and then Three Houses. Oh, there's an ad starting. No! I'm sorry about the ads. On the Twitch side, I mean. Sorry, I did not get the notification that the ads were happening. Let me tell them that I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't see the ad notif. Usually when ads happen, I try to pause the stream as much as I can, but since you were on the YouTube side and you asked that question, I can answer that. I think Fire Emblem Awakening is probably my favorite of the ones I have played. I think it's the first one, so I have nostalgia for it. The story was pretty good. I like the characters a lot. My husband is in that, like, my first ever, like, husband. I did not understand the concept of, like, a husbando or waifu until I played that game. And originally I did marry Chrom. I think I actually scrapped that first playthrough because I didn't like I didn't like that one that much. Like, being married to him. To be honest, his support with the female protagonist sucks. It's bad. The male one has way more chemistry, and I think that's really funny. Also, I think I pair him with Olivia? I forget. He didn't really have a lot of... I mean, maybe it was Sumia. Like, I was basic and picked Sumia. But I mean, like, they are, like, the canon couple, if you go by the opening and stuff. But yeah, my husband is in that game, so I was like, oh, that's my love. Make a recommendation, Path of Radiance. We do like Ike. Unfortunately, Path of Radiance, I think, is hard to come by, unless it's on the Switch now. I know the Switch 2 has some games available on it. I don't know if they have Path of Radiance, though. I've wanted to play it, though. My first playthrough was my strongest character. Oh, you mean like the first time you played it was your strongest build? What did you build? I think I ended up just sticking with Tactician, but I would grab, I was always a woman, so I could always grab the Gale Force proc. That was very useful. Chrom and Sumi is what I did. Game feels like it punishes you for not doing so. I do think there was one sort of saving grace which I think worked really well with fixing it, where if you have not married Chrom off yet and you're at the final scene, like right before he gets married, it will take the lovely lady who he's closest with, and you have a cutscene with them together in the fort. I thought that was very sweet. I thought it was a nice detail to be like, oh, he's gotta get married. I don't think that their relationship makes total sense to me, Chrom and Sumia, but it's also been a while since I played, and there's nothing wrong with that ship. I'm not a hater of ships, so, you know. Love what you want. Hashtag love wins. Could never surpass it. I bought the DLC though, where you can farm, so all my builds ended up being pretty busted. My MC was Shersha. That's a good one. I really am very normal about wyverns. Okay, I need to get back on topic. Anyway, other games I like. Elder Scrolls, Harvest Moon, we talked about those. Silent Hill 2 is on this list. You bet your tushy that I'm going to be playing Silent Hill F next week. Maybe Monday. I'm not exactly sure yet, but I do plan to play Silent Hill F. I have not been spoiled on anything. If you spoil anything for me, I will ban you. I can't wait to play it. I'm so excited. I've heard some things. I know some things about the themes of the story. Outside of that, I don't know anything. I'm excited. I also know it's more... Is gameplay spoilers a spoiler? You'll see how the game works when we do that. It's a little bit different from Silent Hill 2. I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel about it yet, but we're gonna get there. Anyway. Music time. Oh my gosh, guys. Did you know I like music? Do you know I like music a lot? You guys are actually covering up the music, but I can also... There we go. I like music a lot. There's more artists that I like that are not on this list. But if I added every single artist I liked, it would be its own slide. For Western artists, I think. But I have a mixture of like some old stuff that I grew up with, as well as some newer stuff. So some of these might fade out over time, but some things I know are gonna stay. Fall Out Boy. Fall Out Boy, I don't think has ever had a bad album. I even don't mind their cover of We Didn't Start the Fire. I'm a Fall Out fan boy girl thing. Is that how I word it? Do I have any Fall Out Boy fans here? You understand, right? Actually, do you have anyone that you see that you like on here? That's a bold take. I don't love We Didn't Start the Fire, but it's not as bad, I think, as people thought it was. I also think the original song is as goofy then for us. You know what that... do you know what I mean? Like, it was probably goofy when you first heard the original song, too. Holy Glaze, do you not agree with me? Is there an album you don't like from Fall Out Boy? To be fair, I haven't really listened to the whole discography recently. So maybe it's bad. Maybe there's one song that I don't like. I don't think there's any, like, bad songs, though. Because there's some bands, like maybe one where you're panicking at a disco, where I think they fell off. But I think that's a cold take. I think most people agree with that. Good Kid. Good Kid fan. Kafune fan. I'm like pointing at the camera. I'm pogging right now. I didn't know if anyone would know Kafune. They're kind of a recent thing within the past year, but I love every song I've heard so far. I really, really, really like the vibe. I would like to sing some of their songs one day. But that's for another time. Good Kid also is as recent as they were made. I mean, I wasn't like a day one fan. I think I found them around the same time that like Connor, Sea-Dog VA on their road trip series had their song as their ending? Question mark? I think that's when I first found them. And I like anime-themed singers. Is that right? They like nerdy stuff. I like nerdy stuff. They have a song about Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist. Isn't that cool? You like their tone? Yep. I actually got to see them in concert too. I have some of the merch. And by some of the merch, I mean I bought a sweatshirt and I bought some pins. And I'm waiting on my bomber jacket that I bought from them. I don't know when it's going to come out, but I will be very, very excited to see it. Karaoke. Ha 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 ha. Maybe one day. There's also some sleeper hits on here that if you like some of these bands, you might like. Boys Go to Jupiter. They're really small right now. Well, I shouldn't say small. They're like less than 10k followers on YouTube, which I think is a shame because they're really, really good. Their song Lovers Always Lose, I think, popped off. That's how I found out about them. They're all good though. I think all the songs are good. I really want to sing like her. I did have a vocal coach for a little bit and I was like, I want to sing like this one. And she's like, maybe we don't do that one because she's damaging her voice. And I said, oh, okay. So we might be waiting on that one a little bit, but I really like Boys Go Jupiter. I love Sonderbombs, another one that I don't think is as popular. I love my sad girl music. I think kind of falls into that one, but more like a rock vibe. If you like Paramore, you'd like Sonderbombs. If you like Kafune, you'd like Boys Go to Jupiter. If you like, Mitski and Ethel Cain, you might like Ali X. That's my other one. There's my 3 suggestions. I really like emo girl songs, and I think Ali X really fits that emo girl songs. You may enjoy Coheed and Cambria. I'm going to forget these things, so what I'm going to very nicely ask is if you are in the Discord, TM, I have a channel called Music Corner. If you could add, I'm always asking people to give me music because I love music. So let me pull out that invite really quickly. Invite people? Can I invite people? Sorry to totally sidetrack. Wait, let me disable and then invite people. Yes. If you would be so cool as to join my Discord and give me song recommendations, I would appreciate it. I love that. I would love more music, please. What would I like if I like Liar? For music suggestions? Well, I don't sing, so you don't really know what I sound like. If I had to do... Let's see. If I had to do my top 10 bands or music things... Can I play an off topic? It should be... If you go to channels and roles... Oh, it's not there. Okay, go channels and roles and then browse channels. You should see the hobbies corner. If you don't mind it being pinged, I can also ping you there. Yeah, I have a lot of hobby corner things that I... I should probably reorganize that. Oh well. Top 10... Okay, well, if I'm doing Western artists, that's one thing. But if I have to do my JP artists, that's like all of these guys. It's okay. I do also know about Yaleker. I don't know if I said that right. Because Harpy Hair was really, really popular. I think that's the only song I really know from them. If you like the Oh Hellos and you like Of Monsters and Men, you might like Yaleker. Harpy Hair was pretty good. I need to see if I like any of the other songs too. Much to think about. Oh wait, I had to do... If you want to like the music I like, you would listen to Great Comet of 1812, Amelie, the West End production. I think, honestly, Amelie is kind of my philosophy on life, if that makes sense. The musical, not the movie. The movie was fine. The musical's great. I also would probably pick Fall Out Boy, Paramore. Those are the ones I grew up with. Kafune. Oh, you know what? I realize I'm blocking someone. I'm blocking an artist. Mr. Bonzoing Haka himself. He's not in my top 10, but I really love his work. Yes, I did feature a VTuber in my Western artist category. He's a Western singer, technically. He sings in English and Japanese. I really like his music. I wouldn't say like he's my Oshi, but I would love to support him in whatever he does. Yes. You're a frog? I was a frog. I have not fully explained the lore on that, but I recently de-transformed back into this form. I think the frog theme will probably stick around in some aspects. We'll talk about that in the fan section, but I think the frog theme is going to stick around through the OG fans. Well, I hate to call you fans. OG viewers. I don't know what you want to call yourselves. We'll figure that out. That's part of this. But speaking of, we talk about my Western artists a lot. You might see a theme with my JP artists. A lot of very rock heavy sounds. Although there's the quieter stuff like Eimer and Haruno. Myth and Royd. I love Myth and Royd. I love Ado. Everything that was in... I'm going to say something controversial to some of you, and I want you to forgive me. I hate One Piece. I hate One Piece a lot. And that's not necessarily because of anything wrong with the writing itself. I just have negative associations with One Piece. That means I cannot enjoy that show. Unfortunately, the music from the One Piece movie, Red, was really, really good, and that's because Ado sang it. I love every song she sang in that, I think. There's one song I think I don't care for as much, but everything in that one, really good. I really loved it. I love Ado. I love her music. Would be cool to sing some of the stuff one day, but I can't do it. I'm sorry if you're a One Piece fan. It's nothing against you, unless you are the people that I have the negative association with. Just not for me. Also, I don't like the way some characters are drawn. I think there are some base things about the show, and I will give you guys that you guys have the best anime opening I've ever seen, despite the fact that I hate that I have to give you guys that credit. So take that, and the fact that you have such a dedicated fan base, but it's not for me. I also don't think I can watch any big show. Like, I've never watched Naruto. I haven't watched Bleach. I haven't watched One Piece. Are there other shows that I have not watched that are, like, I don't watch Demon Slayer. Once again, I'm pretentious. If it's really popular, I can't watch it. Where music channel? Music channel is in the hobbies category. So if you go to channels and roles and you click browse channels, you can find it. I should probably make a post about that on the server. Inubakumori is my current favorite Vocaloid producer. Everything involving Kaiyuki, I really like. I like the work that they do with that one. Granted, popular can't watch it. It's nothing against the shows either. It's just like, when something's so popular, it makes me kind of want to hate it to like balance it out, you know? I need to make sure the scales are even if I'm just doing a little bit. I'm doing my part. And then oh, Millie. Millie is also a very big inspiration of mine in some ways musically. So if you like more story-based kind of music, I would say if you like Millie, you might like Sound Horizon. Sound Horizon's also kind of a unique sound. I think it's not as popular in some ways as it was. I'm not quite sure. But they had a whole concept album, I think is the best way to put it, based on really cool lore that I thought was really cool when I was younger. I was like, oh, this is so deep. I'm blank years old and this is deep. Does a lot of stuff for Project Moon. Yep. The first place I actually heard Millie, though, was in Demo. If you don't know what Demo is a rhythm game that I got on my mobile device. And she sings the penultimate song, I guess is the best way to put it. It was really good. It's really, really good. Another one that's like, I say a lot of I'd love to sing it for someone who doesn't sing on stream, but I promise that's something I do want to do at some point. We'll talk about it. Cool song post, thank you. Genres. I'm covering up one. It's not really that important for me to cover up this one. It's indie music. I love my unique sounding music. I like metal too in a way. I didn't list it. I don't really like I like more musical screamo, if that makes sense. Like, once again, I will point you to Banzoing Haka. I love his style of metal. That's my preferred stuff. You can also kind of see that in the breakcore in a way. I really like the instrumental of that. And then you might see this more with like the Kafune and the... Who's another one that's like Kafune? I forget. But I like shoegaze. I like math rock. I love my funny polyrhythm. I think that's the term for it. It makes my brain... it scratches my brain in like a nice way, you know? I might try and share some of those like songs that I do like, just to like give an idea later after stream. Moira is my favorite from Sound Horizon. I'm trying to remember. I liked Stardust. That's the one that I always remember the most. That was like the one that hit my brain just right for some reason, even though I could not relate at all to anything that was going on in that song. Oh wait, am I thinking of the right artist? If I just said the wrong thing, that's really embarrassing for me, and I'll fix it later. But Stardust was pretty cool. Do I like power metal? Now you're asking someone who doesn't know a lot about metal. I might like power metal. I don't know the exact distinction, so I like when it's more lyrical and musical rather than like, I can't mimic it, but when they're like in that like death scream voice, I don't like that one as much. I more like the instrumental of metal, but with more like a singing voice, if that makes sense. Like the death scream is more like the appetizer, and then when they actually sing, that's the main course to me. That's what I like. Yeah, I don't really care for screamo as much. Things like that. It is instrumental lyric. Ah, okay. Then yes, I do like power metal. I think that is a pretty good genre. Okay, next slide. Oh, right, about my favorite things. We talked a lot about media. Here's my real life hobbies. I collect pins and I collect postcards. These are things that bring me joy. I also collect magnets, but that's a new thing. I like having my shiny little objects like a crow would collect for its nest. And before I continue, I'm going to drink this tea because it is nasty and cold now, and I need to drink it or else it's going to continue to taste yucky. 1 second. Yep, that was yucky. Let me reposition. Okay. I can actually, because I'm doing this in a little silly way, I can enlarge and enhance. Whoa. So this is one of 2 boards I have. I recently reorganized it for the sole purpose that this is my travel pin board. All of the pins that you see here, I have acquired through my travels. My other board is from conventions. So those are more local sometimes. Anything that is not related to travel is on the second board. And because some of that is more local stuff, I did not want to add it because I thought that would be a bad idea. So we have a couple things. You'll notice there's a lot of Disney. I'm not actually a Disney adult. I feel the need to specify this. It just happens that my family had a lot of Disney pins beforehand, so it kind of made sense for me to acquire them. But there's a couple ones that I can talk about. These 2 are from the Disney cruises. This one on the right is one you can get from the European cruises, I believe. This one, I believe, is more generic. I think this is from the first one I went on. And then this is the European cruise, which we went to France, Italy, and Spain. Not in that order, but that was some of the countries we went to. I think it's still the same path that they always do. I'm not sure what their path is. This one is from when I was a baby. It's one of their resorts that we stayed at. It's got like a really big Mayan Aztec inspired temple to it. It's really cool. Did I buy this pin? Or did I ask for this pin? I don't remember. This one is from Japan, actually. I don't really have anything that's specific to Japan, if that makes sense. It's more like I went to places in Japan, and then I bought pins at places in Japan. So this one is from their Tower of Terror, which, fun fact, actually has different lore compared to the US Tower of Terrors. Plural? I think there's multiple. Well, isn't one Tower of Terror gone now? Didn't they replace the Tower of Terror with, for some reason, Guardians of the Galaxy? Why did they do that? Why would you do that to such an iconic piece? Anyway, Tower of Terror has unique lore in Japan. It's really cool. This guy died because he took materials that he should not have from his travels. I should not think about that too much as a traveler myself, but I don't take things that don't belong to me, so I should be okay. Well, for the most part. This row of Disney ones, I can't tell you where we got these. I just happened to have them. I was like, I'm gonna put them in a nice, neat line. Same thing with this one. I don't know when we got this one. These two are also from Japan. They're from a mystery pin box. I don't really care for gacha. I don't care about gambling or anything like that. It's not for me. If you show me a mystery pin box, though, we might be having a different discussion. And it might end with me maybe spending more than I should. One of them is gone. Yuck. That's so sad. Did I see an event happen just now and I did not? Sorry, I thought I saw an event ping from my mix-it-up, but it does not tell me when I get pinged, so I'm not sure. No gamba? No gamba. This is my philosophy on gacha games. Or any game, really. If it is free, you never pay for it. Now, you might think, liar, that's a crazy take when you love supporting indie games. You're right. But most of the time, those indie games are not gacha games. So no. Not for me, personally. If it's free, I think I have the right to just not spend any money on it. And I think if it is free, that means that they're employing shady tactics to get your money. And I don't want to support that. So, no gamba for me. Except on mystery pin collections. So do I get a P.O. box? That would be crazy. That's a future discussion, I think, though. Oh, on the list. Let's continue with the JP trend. I got these 3 lovely pins. I saw someone very excited about this. I got these 3 lovely pins, in Studio Ghibli Park. I don't know why I had the studio. Ghibli Park in Japan. It's near Nagoya. Nagoya, kinda, respectfully, kinda lame. Ghibli Park, pretty cool. Oh my gosh, it works! Yay! Oh my gosh, hi Goosty. Hello, lovely Mallows. I remembered the name of the fans. Hi everyone, I'm Liar. You probably have seen me before if you've been around Goosty. I look a little different now. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome in, I'm Liar. I was the Wandering Frog VTuber. Now I'm the Wandering Hero VTuber or something like that. I wouldn't really call myself a hero though. We're talking about my favorite things right now. We're doing my debut 2.0. Oh my gosh, how was your stream? What were you doing? I forget. I also think my auto shoutout command does not work anymore because, oh wait, it does work. Yay! Yippee! I'm so professional. I definitely know what I'm doing. I hope you guys had fun. Oh, right. It was Repo. Was there a new monster? I forget. Was there a new monster in this update? I don't want to be spoiled, but I hope you had fun. Many? If you would like to play Repo sometime. When I am done with my debut week and I can do collabs again, I would love to maybe do Weepo. That'd be cool. But all that being said, make sure to get water and stretch, both you, Goosey. Yes, I'm pointing at you right now. You, Goosey, and all of you Mallows and anyone who rated in, make sure to get water and stretch. I'm sure you had a lot of fun, but please take care of yourself. We're going to continue talking about my lovely pin collection. I'm a collector of shiny things, you see. So these are all from Japan. In addition, you might think this is a very strange pin. This is from the Final Fantasy Cafe in Tokyo. I believe we got this in Tokyo. Yep, it is the Final Fantasy pin. It is the Fear Condition. I wanted to get some kind of merch from the Final Fantasy Cafe. They were out of a lot of pins though, so this was kind of slim pickings. But I did think it was funny, so it's worth it. Then this kind of whole section here, I know it's so strangely formatted. This whole bottom left side is all from my recent trip to Universal Studios. So this whole section here, I spent way too much money on this, but these are all the pins that you could get from the Dark Universe and Epic Universe, which is the best section of the park. If you ever go to Epic Universe, just stay in the Dark Universe. It's the best part. I love the vibe there. It's so yummy. These two I got from a mystery pin collection box. I'm not immune. I got pretty lucky with what I got. I was hoping to get Dracula. I got Dracula. I got the Bride of Frankenstein. I wasn't really hoping for her. I was kind of hoping for anyone else except for Victoria, who's part of the lore of Dark Universe. And of course I was wanting like the big one, but I did not get the big one. But it's very, very yummy. I like this one. These four, this is such a cool aesthetic. It does not show well in the picture, but it's got this sort of like very nice blue tinge to this whole set that I really, really loved. I love the macabre vibe to it. I love a good theming. Really, really good, especially because it was for Halloween Horror Nights in a way. Speaking of, this is the Halloween Horror Nights pin for 2025. Once again, does not really look as good on camera as it does in real life. The eyes on this glow in a way. It's really cool. It's got a little chain that dangles and you like throw it around. It does not move a lot because it's sitting in a wonderful glass box. But it looks cool. And then for these two, this is from the Mummy ride. I kind of regret buying this one. I don't like it as much, but this is my family's favorite ride in the Universal Studios side of the park. It's like, yeah, I should probably get it. And I'm not immune to pins, so. What do they taste like? The pins? Are you asking what the pins taste like? The ones that I keep in a shiny glass box and I make sure to take good care of? Those pins? I don't know. I'm not gonna lick my pins. Those are too important. I'm not gonna lick that. Ew. They're not dirty. Well, if I consider the fact that they did come from a place where people were touching them, I guess they are dirty in that aspect. It's not like I disinfected them. So I'm not gonna lick it. I won't do that. Thank you for your suggestion, though. And then this one is from Harry Potter World. I thought it looked cool. I like the aesthetic. And you wouldn't know it's Harry Potter unless, like, you looked at it, right? Like, you really, really looked at it and you knew the reference. Judgment? I'm just saying, I don't think that you should lick everything you can see. There's germs. Not that I'm not dirty. I'm pretty clean for a traveler. I don't expect other people at parks to be clean, though. Like, imagine getting all sweaty and yucky at a park, and then you put your grubby hands all over the pins. Ew, no. I also completely forgot to mention, these pins here are also from Universal Studios. These are from Nintendo World. I don't know how I feel about these. I thought they were cool. It was either like this more themed stuff around Mario Kart or just like pins of the character models. I didn't really care for those as much, so I got these. I thought they're cute. I'm not sure how to format this though. I tried to make it look kind of appealing, but the shapes on these are a little hard to work with. Dirty hand on... Oh, don't put your dirty hands on me. It's good for the autoimmune system. Are you sure about that? Are you an expert? Too late? Too late for what? I forgot. This is another bad habit you might notice of mine. I tend to get distracted and forget what we were talking about beforehand. So if I get confused, I'm sorry. This tiny little pin here, I got this when I went to Boston. Anime Boston with May. I almost called it Boston Con again. When I was talking to May about it a couple months ago, I think, I was like, oh my gosh, I miss Boston Con. Boston Con. Anime Boston. I bought this at the Museum of Science. I wanted to get at least a pin. This is the only pin I could find in my time in Boston. And then these last four. Does anyone recognize this flag right here? Do I have any flag fans in the chat? Do you happen to know what this flag is? You might also recognize the coat of arms or the crown or this very famous painting that I saw in person and kind of did not care for as much as I thought I would. Very sad, actually. Albania? Nope. Right letter. Right starting letter. USA? Yeah, you got it. Yeah, famous monarchy, the United States of America. That's why we have a crown. This is the Austrian flag. I went to Vienna however long ago. Austria, yep. I went to Vienna a couple years ago to see the Christmas markets, and I bought these lovely pins while I was there. I've talked about it on stream a couple times. I will probably bring it up again in the future, but in lieu of like re-explaining that story again, that was a really bad trip. It was an important trip for me, but it was a bad trip. It went really bad for me. But I don't regret that trip. I think the traveling is still important regardless, even if it was a bad time. So those are my pins. Oh my gosh. I am so behind on this. Okay. We'll go through these a little bit faster. Whoa, wrong way. Speaking of Vienna, if it wants to... There we go. The trip, right? Yeah. I like collecting postcards too. I have way more postcards than this. This is just postcards from places outside of the Western Hemisphere. Well, the whatever you call our side of Canadian America and South America. The Americas. The non-Americas. I can speak English. So I have a couple from Toulon. Toulon is the city that we visited on the Disney cruise. Very, very pretty place. I loved it a lot. I remember talking to my sister like, it's not fair. Everyone gets to experience this but us. It's not fair. Because our home place is not nearly as pretty as Toulon. My favorite one, my favorite postcard I got was, let me make this a little bit bigger. This lovely one right here. I don't know why it's formatted like this. I don't know who this cat is, but it's so random. I had to buy it. I also saw a car crash while I was in Toulon. That was really cool. That was my first time in France, and that was the first thing I saw. And then I have a couple from Italy. I have mixed feelings on Italy from when we went. Rome, I hate Rome. Big Rome hater. No offense to people who live in Rome. Was not for me. Sorrento, though, really, really, really nice. Love Sorrento. I would live there if I could. And the road there did not give me anxiety. If you've ever been to Sorrento on a bus or any sort of transportation, you know what I'm talking about. I also have a couple from Vienna, if you're an American. This one right here. Is that the only one? I have so many from Toulon. Why did I get so many Toulon postcards? I have 4. It's not like it was even that like big of a deal. We were there for 1 day. Oh, we also have this one up here is the Rathaus, I think, maybe, which is like a big government building for Vienna. I really, really liked Vienna, even if it was not kind to me. And then I have only 1 postcard from Japan for some reason. I don't know why I didn't get more, but I got this one when we visited the area around Mount Fuji. I think it's very, very pretty. I wish I had more. I just couldn't really find any good postcards at the time. Full offense to Romans, they chose to be Italian. I have no issue with Italians. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just like the drivers there are very, very scary. And as someone who does not like cars and traffic, the experience of Italian traffic is one I would not wish on any of you. If you like living and you like a peaceful drive, do not go to Italy. Or at least do not go in the towns around Italy. The countryside is probably fine. I wouldn't know. Oh my gosh, my favorite things. Hey guys, did you know I like D&D? These are all of my source books I have for Dungeons and Dragons, plus the DM screen. I've never gotten to use it. I think my sister did, though? I forget. Any D&D fans in the chat? Oh my gosh. I should have organized this better. I have the main 3 that you need, kind of, to quote-unquote run D&D. You don't really need these in order to run D&D, but it's like, oh my gosh, this is what you need. And then I have Curse of Strahd, and I have Dragon Heist. I would love to run these one day. I feel like it's kind of hard to run a source book, though, compared to just like a regular game where you make it up. I don't know how else to describe it. I feel like if you have a source book, you have to follow it a lot closely. I think it kind of ruins my creativity if I do that, though. Because if I'm like, okay, they hit this checkpoint, now I have to go read the book for this page. That feels lame to me. There's nothing wrong with that style, it's just one that I'm not used to. So it confuses my brain. Have a few D&D books, but I never play. Because of scheduling. Yeah. It's so funny how you have all the time in the world when you're a little baby, and you spend it poorly. Well, you don't spend it poorly. There's nothing wrong with being a little baby. But then you get to, like, adulthood, and you want to play games again. But what if life said job? Unfortunately, it's been hard to play D&D recently, but I would love to force myself to play D&D by forcing myself to DM and then making my friends work on it for me. I think that would be pretty nice. I would like to do it that way. That would be nice. And I also need to improve my DMing skills, so that would be a good thing to do on stream where everyone can judge me. That sounds so smart, right? A fondness for several. I'm always taking suggestions for TTRPGs too. I need all of them? Oh gosh. How much would it cost to buy every official source book? I don't think I want to know. I take issue with the little title that they have on all of the books too. I don't know if you can read it. It says, everything a dungeon master needs to weave legendary stories for the world's greatest role-playing game. They all say this, the world's greatest role-playing game. And, like, it's the main D&D. D&D is, like, the main game I've played. I would not call it the best RPG ever made. I think there's enough issues with it that I don't really... I'm not an expert on, like, game mechanics. But I recognize when there's problems. And then... Old AD&D? Oh my gosh. I did not play that. I only ever played 5th edition. I played Pathfinder once. I would not wish that on anyone. Pathfinder fans, I'm sorry. Your game is not for me. I can't do it. It's too many numbers. It might just be like I had one bad game. But I'm happy to not play with more numbers than I need to. I'm more focused on the roleplay side of RPGs more than the game mechanics or the war games portion. So, Speaking of game mechanics, I would love to run Vampire the Masquerade one day. Unfortunately, Vampire the Masquerade does not want me to run it. If you have ever opened a Vampire the Masquerade source book, you will know how big it is. You could even kind of see how big it is compared to some of these other books. You could see how thick it is compared to these. It's pretty thick. It's really hard to run, especially for character creation. I'm sure once I get past character creation, it's fine. The issue is character creation is miserable. I don't know how you do it. I need someone to just hold my hand and walk me through it. I would love to play it. It's really cool. I love the vibes. It's just not for me. It just has thick covers. Oh no. I've tried to go through this book. It is heavy. I think even if I hold it in my hands, it's very visibly a heavy thing. Got lost. Yeah, it's easy to get lost in it too, is the other thing. I love the amount of lore. It's just too much for Elmo. And then my final one. This one is not as popular. And you'll notice it's not even the official one, if that makes sense. This is the Call of Cthulhu book, but it's very specifically for the Berlin Weimar Republic version. I have played Call of Cthulhu once or twice. I would love to run this one, but only very specifically because the Weimar Republic, Weimar period of Germany, I think is really interesting, really unique time period. I think it makes a really, really, really great setting for Call of Cthulhu. So when I found this book, I pogged. I haven't gone through it fully yet, but I'd like to one day. I think that'd be really fun. Oh my gosh, maybe one day a Call of Cthulhu horror stream. Wouldn't that be cool? Of course, I've played more RPGs than this. I just don't have a full list in my head. But if you ever want to suggest a RPG for me to look at, I have a suggestion channel in my Discord. For this next slide. So here's the thing. I need to show off an asset that you guys have not seen before because I need to go use the little frog's restroom. I need to go use the restroom really quickly. I'm going to turn on ads for the, what's it called? The Twitch side. I will be back when I can. It's only a 3-minute ad. I'm sorry. You should also go pee and get water and do all that good stuff while I'm gone because it's good to take care of yourself. I'll be back as soon as I can, okay? And if I'm here before the ad ends, I'll just hop back in and I'll keep yapping, okay? Okay. Be right back. Enjoy my be right back screen that you have not taken before. Bye. Whoa. Where was I again? Oh, I was over here. Reset? Why are you trying to reset the game? We just started. Well, I guess it's better to restart at the beginning rather than like towards the end. Sorry about that. I had to go. I also got some water and I tried to blow my nose. Sorry, you can't hear that. That's premium content. Oh, perfect timing. That's done too. Where were we? We were talking about my goals. Oh my gosh. I feel like I have a lot of goals, and I think some are definitely more feasible than others. Nose blowing ASMR. Sorry, not today. Maybe when I have a tier 5 YouTube membership. There we go. Okay, now I'm ready. We'll start from the top and we'll keep going. Okay. 10K followers on every platform. This is more feasible on certain platforms compared to others. For example, if you came from my short where I talked about TTRPGs, that seemed to be really popular with people, and I'm very happy that that worked out. I hope I can continue making shorts that speak to people. I was kind of scared when I suddenly had 500 extra followers overnight. So thank you for following. If you were from that, I appreciate it. You did scare me. I was actively scared. But we're close to 1K here on YouTube side. On the Twitch side, this is so strange that my Twitch side is like smaller now compared to my YouTube. Like 2 weeks ago, it was very different. It was a very different story. My Twitch was way bigger. My Twitch is currently at 560, so thank you everyone who follows on that side as well. Twitch is always gonna be my baby. I think that people will have a better experience as a chatter on that side, but I understand the appeal of YouTube too. So I respect both platforms. I just like, I would like 10K on each one. It'd also be cool to have 10K on twitter.com. I don't know. I don't really need Twitter clout. I just think that'd be funny. And then TikTok, you know, bigger number, better person. I'm kidding. Although I am going to make a short about, there's something crazy about TikTok that I've discovered. I need to talk about it with someone else. I'm going to make a short about it because it blows my mind the way that they've set up TikTok. It is bad. I don't like that platform at all. I can say that because I'm not streaming there. It's not good for you mentally. I don't know how they get away with some of this stuff. Social media is a bane of our existence, I guess. But yeah, I would like 10K. I think getting 10K kind of opens you up to a lot of things as a streamer in some ways. You also have to work for it. So I'm not like begging. I'm saying I want to earn this. But I think 10K is a good number for me to shoot for, in my opinion. Yeah, cover songs time. Also, thank you for the follow. I try not to mention follows because I know some people want to be silent followers. I really, really, really respect my lurkers as a lurker myself. So if you ever worry about like getting involved in that regard, don't worry about that. I'm not gonna like ask people to like be active in that regard. Anything you guys do, just being here is enough for me, to be honest. TikTok's evil, but where else would I waste several hours a day? Don't go on TikTok! I don't use TikTok. I should specify this. The only reason I have TikTok is to upload things and reply to comments. There's some people on there I do follow to kind of like get an idea of what I should post. We'll talk about that later. I have a short that I want to make about this. Let's hear a cover of Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. Now, why do you want to hear that one? Why is that the song you want me to cover? And why is it not Pony, which is severely more popular in my sphere of things right now? It's a banger song. I'm gonna move on from that. More productive ways, yeah. I have a lot of feelings about short form content too, which is gonna sound really funny when I want to make shorts, but that's a topic for another time. Speaking of covering songs, to peel back the curtain, there was supposed to be a song that I released on debut as well. Unfortunately, I hate my voice, and I got really self-conscious about it, and also with further delays, that cover is not ready yet. I think I've improved since the first time I did that. My sister actually will listen to my covers for me because she is the only person I trust. So there will be a cover at some point. My friends are very, very upset that I won't tell them what it is. Only my sister knows, because she's the only person I can go to and cry about how I'm a bad singer. I want to specify right now, I don't want you to think that whenever I sing, I'm going to have the voice of an angel. I will not. I like singing. I love singing a lot, actually. It's kind of something I discovered in my early 20s, I think is the best way to put it. Or like late. That's a weird way to phrase it. My late teens, I think, is a better way to phrase it. It's pretty recent. But I don't have any formal training. I had a teacher for a little bit. I was not really satisfied with that. So we're kind of just gonna wing it. And if you guys like the songs, that's really cool. It's more about me sharing songs that I like. And then also I want to sing songs for lore. It's all going to come back to lore. Speaking of Share My Story. Share My Story is going to come in a couple components. It's a mixture of lore songs. Not me making originals, but like songs that I think are related to my lore. I am the kind of person where if I come up with a D&D character, I just decide to make a whole playlist out of it. So songs related to my lore is going to be one thing. For Ozzy, I'm thinking of writing a short, like, little snippet thing. I'm not sure if I'll try and make it, like, a video or anything, like a listen-along. I'm not sure yet. I have to think about it, but I have ideas for how to describe him. There's also some key information that in the first draft of my lore video got scrapped for the final version. There's only a couple people that know what was in the original one. It's kind of important stuff, but I didn't think it fit very well with that video, so you'll have to find out about it later. Hopefully someday, if I get the motivation and the ability to write, because writing is scary, but I'm doing my best. Doing TTRPG games also, I think, is another way to share my lore, but specifically for world building, because I am not going to main character syndrome myself with D&D. That would be really cringe, and I would hate to do that to my friends. As long as you have the voice of a frog/hero, I'll be content. Well, is that what this voice is? Do I sound like a frog hero? I hope I enjoy myself. I cried over this song. Not as in like the song was emotional, but because I was just so stressed and sad about how I sounded. Sorry, not to be a doomer. But hopefully you guys like the final product. Smile emoji. Hee. So, TTRPG games, I want to be a DM or a GM. I want to provide fun games for my friends and provide fun lore and make you guys laugh at me being a bad DM. I think those are reasonable goals. I think. I also just really want to share my love for TTRPGs. Through D&D, I've made some of the most important friends I'll ever have. So I think it only makes sense to share that with other people. I think it's a really important thing that people can get around a table and create a story that has such a deep impact on people. And maybe I can inspire people to DM themselves, because good Lord knows we do not have enough DMs in the world. I did think it was really funny when I posted my short and a lot of people showed up like, "Can you run the game for me?" I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I likely won't be DMing for people I've never met before. I really, really hope I can inspire people to run games. I hope I can inspire people to run games for forever DMs. I'm probably only going to run for very specific people because that is within my comfort realm. Realm of comfort. That's how you would phrase that. Maybe one day there'll be like more open stuff, but that's in like the distant future. I need to get comfortable with people now, kind of thing. Does that make sense? Because I think also for more serious games, it takes a lot out of you, and you need to like trust the people you're playing with, right? If you have people who just want to like screw around and you're trying to tell a serious story, not that I'm saying anyone would do that, but there are horror stories. I think it's important that you do have people who know what story you want to tell. Oy, oy, oy. Need to sleep, Gretch, on your new debut. Thank you, Gretch. Have a good night. Separate from D&D games, though, I do want to do group projects. This is a mixture of things. It's partially the idea that I want to run big collab games. Before I was this form, I was a host for a big game of crab game. It went pretty well. I learned a lot about crab game and hosting things. I met a lot of people who I really like now because of it. I also learned how to maybe discern some other things too that will be good for future collab games. I also would like to do... I have this idea for a game show I really want to run. It requires people who know certain things but don't know other things. How do I word this? I need people who are terminally online for this one. Or people who maybe like are a little bit less versed in certain industries. I'll put it like that. I think I have a very fun idea. I'd like to get people together for that. I think hosting things is fun. I'm no stranger to planning things. I'm used to planning things a lot, so I can surely do it for streams. It's kind of like Jeopardy. It's a little different in terms of like what the... I almost said jokes. The content will be. But it's kind of in that same format, if that makes sense. I also thought it'd be funny to do something like, are you smarter than a VTuber? But I don't know what I would do for that. I have ideas. For this one, do something at a con. I love cons. I love conventions. Some conventions are better than others. But I want to do something fun there. I'd run a panel. I don't really want to do like a meet and greet thing. That's not really for me. Also, like, there's no way at this level I would do one. That'd be crazy. But like, I would love to share maybe the TTRPG stuff or like any of my special interests with people because I love yapping. I love yapping about things too much, so now we're behind on schedule, but that's okay. It'd be cool to do Anime Boston in particular, just because like I think it's my favorite con I've ever been to, but actually no, Anime Boston would not make sense. It'd be more accurate to do like off-kai or on-key. I think on-key is the name you pronounce the new one. And then raise my language stat. This is kind of separate from streaming in a way, but also not. Because if I can raise my language stat, that means I can reach new audiences, and that's something I would like to do. Everything kind of... all of these kind of end up being the main major goal of community building. 10k followers, more people in my group that I get to know and get to meet and get to learn about. Share my story. We can share my story. We can talk about lore and stuff, and I love talking about lore. I love talking about myself. But it's not just about me. It's about how people interpret the story too, if that makes sense. Running games and inspiring people to run games. Big group projects to make people meet. One of my favorite things about when I ran the crab game is I ended up seeing people who I don't think knew each other before crab game, but then started hanging out afterward, and that made me really happy. I hope I can do more stuff like that. And then con, you know, actually physically meeting people would be pretty cool. I like that stuff. So yeah, I'd like to inspire people to get to know each other and meet. English only, please. I have English only, please. Just kidding. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by was bedeutet? Is this a joke that I don't know because I don't know German that well? And then last one, make you think. I think I should probably replace this for build a community. But I also would like to inspire you guys to think more critically about things. That makes it sound like you guys aren't thinking, but like, I want to do things that make you want to think about and want to like critically analyze things. Not as like a teacher way, but I think it's important to like do introspection, if that makes sense. I want to make you guys introspect. And if that includes like games where you have to think about the character themes and stuff, or if it's like D&D and like what your character would do, I think I win in that regard. Oh my gosh, the thing that I was the most not excited for, but like the most user input, fan stuff. Okay, I'm gonna be real. I didn't think much about this stuff after stream. I kind of passed out and I dreamt about a magic machine where I put magic words in and things happened, so I didn't really have time to think about all this stuff. Ich kann auch kein Deutsch, ja, ich weiß. So me not doing my homework is gonna bite me now. I didn't do my homework either, if it helps. Because I still have no idea. I also was like, do I need a clip tag? I think Chomp kind of made me think about this, but I don't know if I need a clip tag. I feel like just like tagging things VTuber is good enough for like tagging things on Twitter. But I figure if you want to show me things and you want like things to be associated with me, liar is just good enough for like a general tag. I know VTubers do like a live tag and a clip tag and an art tag and a merge tag and all this stuff. I'm too tiny for that. We only need like, I really only think the liar tag is needed. If you want to have an art tag too, that's cool. I have no idea. Like we were talking about it, well, we were talking about it on stream yesterday, but like, we were thinking like Lart. I also need to make sure that these tags are not being used is the other thing too. So Lart was one thing that my sister and I were joking about. I want to do something with the E, but I don't know what I would do with the 3. That's the other issue. I was like, okay, what are things related? Like masterpiece, master. Yeah, that's so dumb. I don't know. It's hard. I'm not really good at creative stuff like this. So obviously it's something to think about in the future too. It could also just be like liar art. I don't know. I like when it's like a pun though. I think puns are fun. So if I ever think of an official art tag, I'll let you know. But I have no idea yet. I think for just general tag, liar is fine. I think it's good enough. For mascot, we'll talk about the fan name in a second. For the mascot, I don't know if you guys need one. I guess this kind of goes in with fan name too, actually, now that I think about it. It's kind of the direction you guys want to go for like what your mascot would be. I feel like people who've been here for a while, their thought would be keep the frog theme in a way so you guys would still be frogs. I remember for a while, I showed off like my very, very, very first OG model, the one I drew myself, and it was bad, but it was a little frog, and people could like make their own version. So if you wanted to be a frog, that would lend itself well to tadpoles. I also, as I was like brainstorming in my head, I really like this idea of, you know, hooded wandering adventures, and the idea would be like your faces would be hooded, so you never have to show your face, but if you wanted to like differentiate yourself kind of thing, you'd have like cute little embroidery on your cloaks and stuff. I think that's a little too serious though, so I think the frog thing will probably stick, just because if you look at me now, the frog branding isn't quite as there. I mean, the colors are there. I don't really think most people would look at me and say frog though, as much as I love frog. So that might be more on you guys to carry the frog part of the branding. Can you be a goose? Aren't you already a goose? Artventure. I feel like Artventure is probably taken. I'd like to be called Do You Need Ones? You want to be dinos. Wait, you could be dinos, standing for do you need one? I think that tag for fans might already be taken, but that is funny. I wish I was dino themed in that regard. That would be really funny. I also wonder, because Tadpoles was the way before it was phrased, or rather, Tadpoles is what I kind of vaguely call people beforehand, but it wasn't like an official thing. I also think there are probably other frog-themed streamers who do use Tadpals, so that's another thing to think about. And also, all of this probably doesn't really matter that much because I am a tiny little baby streamer, and I don't expect anyone to really use these. It's just something I was thinking of. But if you want to have a title, I think of you guys as being in my adventuring party. That's why if you see the raid event come up anytime, it'll say like special event, I think, or I forget the exact phrasing, but it's a raid. So it's like a random encounter. It's random encounter. It's a random encounter battle kind of thing for the raids. I like the idea of us being in a little adventuring party together, if that makes sense. And not everyone has to be in the party at all times. Sometimes you need party members for different things. I like that way of thinking about it. I think that's kind of cute. Yeah. Obviously, you guys can come up with your own things, because fan stuff is ultimately up to the fans. Not that you guys are my fans. I feel that feels so not pretentious, egotistical. Oh my gosh, all my fans, they have such a cute name and they have such a cute mascot. Oh my gosh, look at all my wonderful, adoring fans. Ugh. I'm not gonna be like that. You guys are my little adventuring party. Friends. So, yeah. Stuff to think about. If you want to, it's not required at all. I'm too baby for this. But maybe one day. If I get my 10K and I blow up and then I act like I don't know nobody. That's the ultimate goal for any streamer, like any streamer, right? Do you like tadpoles? I agree. I think it's cute. It doesn't really fit the adventuring part as much, but it is the frog. And something needs to carry the frog part. Just going over the credits once more. I believe, if I did it right, in both the YouTube credits and the Twitch side, the credits should now be right. It should link to an a Google Sheet that has all of my credits, and that includes my lovely model credits. Wow, look at all these really cool people. And then also my non-streamer stuff. Hi, Therian, welcome in. I am also tired. Oh gosh, I can hear my, oh boy. Sorry, I said that and then suddenly, like, I felt my throat pain, like, hit. Oh, wait. Water is really good. Wandering Artie for the art tag. That's kind of cute. Let me... Wandering Artie. Whatever, she can stay there. That's fine. We're not parasocial. Yeah. Oh, you know what? That's a rule too, I guess. I should have said this earlier, but I think it's important to say it at some point in a streamer's career. I am not your friend. I really like you guys, but we are not friends, and I cannot be your friend. If you know what I mean? Like, this is a streamer relationship. I don't really know you guys outside of, you know, this is chat and you guys talk to me through chat. I like hanging out with you guys and I like talking to you guys. But I've seen what parasocialism does to a person. I know what it has done to me. Not to get deep, but like, I know when parasocialism gets bad. So just remember, I am just a figment of anime imagination. I think I probably could have phrased that better, but I'm okay with joking about being parasocial, but like, in reality, parasocialism, I wanted to just be clear about that, if that makes sense. Not friend, I'm sorry. You are my adventuring party, though. Like, you're important to me in that way. I just don't want people to get the wrong idea. Do you know what I mean? Because there are certainly ways that parasocialism can go horribly wrong. And I would like you guys to be mature and understanding of that. I want to make a community that is mature, even if you are younger. I want you guys to think and be introspective, like I had to be. I'm gonna just talk about it because I think it's important, so you guys know that, like, I know where it's coming from, so I don't also sound like an awful mean woman. There are streamers that I would really love to be friends with one day. I think that'd be really cool. But we are so far apart in leagues and just like experiences that it's not gonna happen, right? And that makes me really sad. But I think if I let that take over my life too much, that will negatively physically affect me, and I will negatively interact with that streamer, and I don't think that's fair to either of us. So if you don't want that to happen to you, I'm telling you this now. Not just for me, but for like any streamer. Once again, I'm not trying to be egotistical. I think this is important if you watch any streamer, to remember, like, there is a barrier. Like your Final Fantasy light party, your warrior. Yeah. Like that. I think it's a good way to look at it. We are going to be a light party in Final Fantasy 14. And then when that is done, we will go our separate ways. If that makes sense. Yeah. Anyway. Here's my model creds just really again. I really want to highlight that I literally could not exist without these people. Especially Blue. Blue has been a day one, basically, for my streaming content. Blue was the original artist for my frog model, and also did the concept art for this lovely, lovely lady you see before you now. I could not do this without Blue. Blue is a big part of this. So there's a lot that I want to make sure that I really want to make sure that they got their credit where credit is incredibly due. I hope more people can credit concept artists in the future. I think it's not as common with VTubers, but I think it's just as important, because you literally would not exist without them. Do you draw? I doodle, but it's not drawing. I know everyone's like, oh, if you doodle, then you draw. I'd like to improve my drawing. I don't really draw, though. That's why I leave it to you guys. My lovely, lovely artist, Ada Mihan. Oh my gosh, I look so beautiful, and I love her style so much. I'm so incredibly lucky that I got to work with Mihan. Gotta go sleep, have a good time. Thank you, Kenneth. Have a good night. Mihan, literally, her commissions either were closing or had just opened. I think they were just closing in the next couple days when I got my concept art back. And I was like, I gotta go now. I'm so lucky. It's incredible, the timing. I think this is the only artist I think that could work for me. I think this is the style that works best for me, and I think that she delivered 100 times over. I love how I look. I'm so happy. I highly recommend checking out Mihan's art. I love their work so much. And then, last but not least, of course, I could not literally move without my sister. She did the rigging she's done the rigging for 3 of my models at this point. She did the OG model, she did the plushie model, and now she's done this one. And I think you can really tell how much she's improved over time. I would love for her to take on more work and get paid. Yeah, everyone say thank you too. I wish she would do more with it. I hope she gets to do more with it, and I hope she gets paid a lot of money to do it, because I think she really could do it if she puts her mind to it. Whoa. Oh, I'm getting pinged. Okay. I'm getting pinged a lot. Why? Ah! There we go. Okay. Not in the middle of me glazing my sister. She's doing a lot of live 2D. I wish she would do more. And then... Oh my gosh. Wow, look at all these cool people. Argoni, my goat. Argoni did so much work for this debut. It's not just like for my background, like my streaming background, but also like my whole lore video background. I was so happy that Argoni agreed to work with me. I think they did such a good job. I'm so happy with the result. I love their style. I it's really funny too because I'm also gonna give a very, very special shout out to Macchiato, Mr. Maki the VS. I forget how he has his name on Twitter now. If you don't know, Maki is my editor, but also my friend. Really, I need to give a whole shout out to MLM, but I need to give a shout out to Maki in particular because Maki has done so many co-working nights with me that I really would not have done this debut at all unless I had Maki with me forcing me to work. And it's not like he was like, you know, like forcing me to. I needed someone beside me to do this work, and I could not have done it without Maki, like listening to me complaining and whining and getting off topic. So thank you, Maki. Maki also got to see a lot of this art before other people did. He really likes all the art too. He would be so happy every time he saw something. I was so happy. But both Maki and MLM, my MLM is very important to me. Maki, May, and Liar, that's MLM. I do a lot of work with them off the screen that you don't really get to see. They're very important to me. They were a big part of this too, so I'm very happy to have them be a part of that in that regard. Hopefully we could play games together. We have a backlog of games that we're like, we should play this. It's been months. He was also like, after debut, he's like, we get to play games. I thought that was funny. But to get back on topic, Argoni, thank you so much for my background. My overlays is by Teppanyaki. You have technically seen 2 of 3. The third one is a special surprise for later when I finally get the courage to do something. You can take a guess at what that is. I'm really happy with this work. I think I look so fancy and official with it. And then you saw a couple of the alerts already. You saw the raid alert, and then I don't think we saw... Oh my gosh, speak of the devil. Hi, Elias. Welcome in. How was your stream? Let me make sure the shout out command worked properly. Did it? Yes, it did. Awesome. What were you doing? What were you having fun with? How are you? Thank you guys for writing in. I am Liar. I'm the Wandering Hero VTuber. I recently debuted this model just yesterday, actually. So I'm going over the credits once more. So if you would like to check out any of these lovely artists, I'm talking about them right now. Oh my gosh. Place of Forsaken. Oh my gosh, were you having fun? Everyone who rated in, and also Elias, make sure to get water and stretch and take care of yourself. We're gonna do a little bit of yapping, so if you enjoy listening to a woman yap about everything that really cool people did for her, and maybe watch my lore video, we're gonna be doing that soon. So you also just helped illustrate with incredible timing my raid alert. That was crazy timing. That felt planned. But Jax's art did both my follow command, my raid command, and my subscription. So if anyone subscribes, or if they... you can see in the corner, whenever someone follows, a little book shows up. It will never say names, though, because I want people to feel like they can hide. Not hide, but like they don't have to be called out for following or anything, so you never have to worry about that. So if you ever get subscriptions, or if there's ever a gifted, there will be another event that pops up too. In the future, it will work for YouTube memberships whenever I get them. I saw someone mention this earlier in the stream. YouTube memberships don't unlock until you have 3,000 hours of people watching you. I don't remember the exact details. We are nowhere near that point. I'm at 300 to 400 hours of people watching my VODs. So if you want YouTube memberships where you can get emotes and stuff, watch the VODs. No, you should never be forced to do anything like that. But I didn't want anyone to think that you'd be getting memberships anytime soon, so just something to think about. But when you do get them, you'll get to see a funny little animation pop up here, like, you gifted! Wow! It's really cute. I think it's really lovely. Close to 800. Oh my gosh. Wow! Thank you guys for everyone who follows, by the way. I never want to point it out because I don't want people to feel called out, but I appreciate it. Let's shoot for 1K! And then I showed off both of these screens today. My starting and my Be Right Back were done by Dagunoi. They do really cute pixel art. They also do a lot of Hololive art. So if you like Hololive, I highly recommend their art. I think it's pretty cool and awesome. My beloved Shay. I love Shay so much. Oh my gosh, wait, I didn't add it to the list. I was gonna add their special little, they gave me a little promo image for the emotes that I never showed off. Where is it? Assets, emotes. There you are. Oh, I can fix that, wait. If it lets me. Please? Whoa, wrong way. No. There we go. Look at these lovely, lovely emotes that Shay did for me, also known as jelly-filled zombies. Are they not so cute? I love them so much. Shay did my emote both when I was a frog and I was a human, and I incredibly appreciate that. I was not always able to commission people because they did not want to draw non-human characters, and that's totally within your rights. You should be able to commission what you think you're comfortable with. But Shay was able to do my froggy art, and I'm so thankful. And they all look so good. I hope people can enjoy them on the Twitch side and also on the YouTube side whenever you do get memberships, because they're so yummy. I love them so much. I love the blank one in particular. It feels like it conveys so many emotions depending on the context. And I often feel like this. I'm actually kind of starting to feel like it because I'm slowing down. But yeah, if you ever want yummy art or yummy emotes, I highly recommend Shay. So good. I love it. And then my logo. Speaking of yummy, holy cow. Look at this. Is this not so gorgeous? It's so good. I literally gasped when I saw this. It was crazy. Sumigumi did... Sumigumi? I think it's Sumigumi. Sumigumi did such a good job on this. And it was such an incredibly fast turnaround. I was so impressed. If you're looking for a logo, if you're looking for anything that related to these artists, they're all so crazy good. Please check my credits and follow them. I think they all need more, like, support than they get. And I think some of them are already, like, popular. I think they need more. Please support the artists that I worked with. They're crazy. And speaking of, like, people who supported me. Oh, I didn't get Red Lord credits. We're not fake. I need to specify YouTube chat is just as equal as Twitch chat. The only difference is they have emotes and they have Twitch commands. YouTube chat doesn't have that. I don't think YouTube is ever gonna have that because I think they kind of forgot about the live streaming function, but I want you guys to have good stuff. We're gonna probably watch my lore video one more time, and I'll do like a behind the scenes thing. But once again, thank you for all the lovely people who worked on this. Lavare did basically all the music you're ever gonna hear on this channel. Whoa, sorry, I heard a siren. I love Lavare's work. They also have a lot of free stuff, so if you're looking for free music, as long as you credit them properly, they're really worth it. I think they're all so good. Oh my gosh, Tabby Ragtan. My Molshi. I really like working with Tabby. Tabby was very nice. I had to ask for some revisions that I felt bad about, but she was so quick about it. I was like, thank you. I'm so happy I got to have a piece of my Molshi in this. And then once again, oh my gosh, is that Argoni Designs again? That's so crazy. They did such a good job. I'm so happy with the backgrounds. The castle in particular, I was so impressed by. I love perspective on it. I also want to shout out all of my voice actors who all did their lines really well on such short notice, and 2 of them were sick. I think they did a great job. I'm so proud of them. I feel bad that I had to voice act alongside them because they did such a good job, and I'm like, I have another story for you. I was very, very happy that they agreed to work with me. Thank you for being patient with me, my voice actors, even though it was such crazy short notice. You did good. I hope I can work with you again in the future. One of you is forced to work with me because you're my sister, but you know. And then I also wanted to... Oh my gosh, look at that. I want to show off the references as like a better picture. I think I posted this on my art channel in my Discord. But I wanted to give you guys a better full body look of what I look like. So here's your time to take a screenshot. Let me get out of the way. And also, this didn't come up during the debut stream, but I am a spear user, as you saw in my lore video. I mean, who? I mean, what? I mean, anyway. So if you wanted to know what that looks like, this is what it looks like. I used to have another one. I kind of lost it when I became a frog. So this is the version that Ozzy can make for me now. I tend to use magic more, but whenever a spear is needed and close range is needed, I am capable enough of taking care of it. Anyway. And then... Weak to axes. I don't know. I also really like axes. I think I'm... This is me being pretentious again about anything that's like popular. Swords are so popular. I think that caused my brain to really like spears and axes a lot more. I'm a personal fan of spears. I just think they look cool. I think the aesthetic's really cool. Very sleek design. Axes are cool because big. I also like their shape. I think they're a good shape. And also they're less common, I think, for main characters to have. I think it's kind of cool when a main character uses like an unconventional weapon. Kyo Sogiga, for example, the main character uses a hammer. It's really cool. Halberds are also very yummy. I like those a lot. Polearms are rad, could be perfect fusion. Yeah. I maybe don't know my exact terminology for spears, so this might not technically be a spear. Maybe it's a polearm instead. I'm sorry if you're a weapon enthusiast and I'm getting the name wrong. Big axes are a good shorthand for big, strong person. Yeah. I actually think a one-handed axe also looks really cool too. Like if like the main character has like a hatchet, for example, it's like, oh, they're in desperate circumstances if they have to use like a chopping, like a lumber axe kind of thing. You can tell some really cool stories based on that too. You can tell a lot, I think, by a person who uses certain weapons, like what weapons they use. I don't know what it means that I like spears, but you can decide what you think of that. Do I dare show off my lore video? Yeah, we have time. Okay. Wait. Let me make sure it doesn't automatically play when I tab over here. Okay, yeah. Let's go look at some lore video, and then we'll look at my schedule, and then we're all good to go. So, boop. I think the music's gonna stop here. Yeah, sorry, the music's gonna stop for a second, but I'll be right back. I'm here, I promise. Hi. Oh, whoa. I think that's right. Okay. Here's my behind the scenes tour of my video. I should probably get out of the way a little bit. Also, probably close you. Where'd you go? There you go. I'll be over here in this corner, I think. Here's my behind the scenes director's cut, or director's commentary of my lore video. I thought it'd be fun to just go over it really quickly and talk about things that I did, or reasons why I did certain things. Just really quickly. It's only like a 4-minute video. Also, it's on my YouTube, so if you want to be cool and add to my watch hours, you can go watch my lore video and comment what you think about it. Or if you have any nice critiques about my writing, don't go critiquing the art or anything, but if you want to critique the writing, I did all the writing for it, so I take that. Anyway, lore video time.
Once upon a time, there existed 2 neighboring kingdoms. Despite the great wealth and resources that already laid within their borders, both coveted what the other had.
I'm so sick of this video, actually. I need to specify. I've listened to this video like 100 times over the past 3 days because I was working on it so much. There's nothing wrong with the voice acting or anything. It's just I had to keep hearing the same lines over and over and over and over again. It was bad. I'm a little bit safe now because I haven't had to listen to it for a full 24 hours. But I'm done now. I think I'll be okay now. I do also want to point out, I don't have my pointer. So if you're curious as to which side is which, I'm from this side over here. I don't have an official name yet for the names. So these are subject to change. But if I remember correctly, I'm from a place called the Ostlands. Ostlands. And then if I remember what I called this is like working names. It's not finalized. This is Akarad. They're also referred to in the lore as the land of gold and the land of green. So if you want to understand a little bit better, the Akarad is the land of gold. The Ostlands is the land of green. That's specifically because the Akarad is a lot more based on mineral resources. So a lot more mining operations, a lot more craggy, a lot more hilly there. And then my place, it doesn't have the same level of minerals. What we do have is a very thriving agricultural community. That's the kind of place I'm from. We didn't really have any exports or imports. It's just we had crops. That was about it. Anyway.
Though relations between the common folk were friendly on the surface,
well, that's just
tension always simmered beneath. For every citizen of these lands knew it was only a matter of time until the two kingdoms collided. This unspoken truth would soon come to pass.
Oh my gosh, my king.
For one day, at the same hour, at the same
kings that
minute,
look exactly
and at
the
the
same.
very same moment, two oracles approached the kings of the lands.
Wow, isn't that crazy that they look exactly the same in terms of like physical appearance and location for like what the throne room looks like? Makes you wonder how similar and different they actually are. A lot of tiny people. I wanted to go with a chibi style to go with a more storybook sort of feel to it. Obviously, these people don't look like this in real life. The kings don't look exactly the same. The throne rooms aren't exactly the same in real life. But I wanted to get across certain ideas and vibes by simplifying some things and making it that feel like more like a children's storybook in some aspects. I also think it's important to... One thing I wanted to sort of specify with the prophets too, I was very particular about this. I wanted Akarad's prophet to be a lot more kind. She's like a grandma, right? Like she's my babushka. And the prophet for the right-hand side, he's gonna come up in lore later, so I don't want to talk too much about him. He's very much not a warm person. I'll put it like that. He's not a bad person, but he's not warm.
From both these prophets, they spoke the same tale.
Years from
from
now,
now.
the Green King will
I always
bring
say that every
war
line.
to your home and consume your kingdom in flame.
And on the night of the red moon, the King of Gold shall call upon the demons of hell to ravage your realm.
I didn't know demons were back, by the way. That's news to me.
Your bloodline shall be wiped out in one night.
And through it, the lands of both green and gold shall fall under your command.
Sorry, I'm going to pause a couple times. I didn't plan this when I was writing the document. I just thought it was funny after listening to this line a couple times. I did not realize that I am also green and gold. It was not intentional that the lands are green and gold. It's just how it happened to work out. Because I'm from the Ostlands. This is not how I looked either. So it was kind of funny. Gotta go now. Hope the rest of the stream is enjoyable. Thank you. Have a good night.
The ruination of your kingdom will be sealed by that legendary grimoire.
Osmandia. It lies in the lands between, waiting for its rightful owner to come and claim it.
Accidental Elden Ring reference.
However, a child of the fields will claim this tome before your own can take it.
Who could
They
that
live
be?
now within your vast domain. You must only seek them out and prepare them for their grand fate.
I'm sorry.
I don't know about grand.
2 decades remain.
Man, I wonder how long it's been since then.
I have another story for you.
Ew.
Once
yuck.
upon a time,
Ew, who's
there was
that?
a young
Yuck.
girl who dreamed of
Blech.
adventure.
Every night, her vivid imagination came to life as she slayed dragons, rescued people from danger, and traveled the world, all from the comfort of her warm bed. News of her dreams had reached the ears of the king's retainers, who traveled the land searching for a chosen hero. And upon discovering the girl in her village, they quickly whisked her away to that bright and shining castle she had always dreamed of.
Is this not such a yummy perspective, by the way? I love this shot. It's so good. I want this. I want to be here. Well, I don't want to be here. But I want to be here. You know what I mean?
But life here was not as she had dreamt it. Year over year, she was trained in the ways of battle, tactics, and magic. And when the instructors did not see the results they expected, she was often subjected to harsher and harsher training.
Boo-hoo.
The light in her once bright eyes soon dimmed. For there is never time for fun when the fate of the world lies in your hands.
Just quit.
As the day of the red moon drew near, she was brought forward to the king. The day of ruin grows closer, he spoke. And so you must now leave us to fulfill your preordained duty and seek out the grimoire. Thus, with a spear in hand and friends at her side, she began her quest.
One of these people you have met before. The other one you have not. Well, I guess I can put it like this. You've seen one of the girls in this image already during this stream. She looks a little different now. She has cat ears for some reason, but I don't really question that.
Just as she had once dreamt of doing all those years ago. But this is where our story diverges. For while she had claimed the grimoire, when the night of the red moon arrived, demons did come with it and spread to all corners of our land. Many questions swirl around that night still. How had the demons come to our world? Had she failed? Had the prophecy been wrong? What had happened to the grimoire? And where was she now? Unfortunate as it is, those are tales for another time. Right now, there's someone that needs to wake up. Who am I?
Who are you? Wait a minute.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to share. My name is...
Wake up, samurai. Whoa, I want to show my credits. I want to show off my cool people. There we go. So yeah, that's my lore video. I was really nervous about doing this because, you know, it's hard to share writing. And I know I'm not a very good writer. I know what I am good at is creating an internal world. May, are you okay? I'm really good at creating an internal world for my characters when I do D&D. I think when I actually have to write those experiences out, that's where I struggle. So this was a practice lesson. I'll get better with time. So thank you for watching that. Maybe go over to just chatting, actually. Wah. I know the exact font. What do you think it is? I could tell you. I actually have I don't know if I ever shared this with you. I have a document in my folders called strategy or palette, where I list out all the colors that are important to me and all the like motifs and like fonts that I have. I try to be very professional with what I do. Dex did a good job. I know! And I don't know. He had some stories for like things that were going wrong while he was recording, and I felt so bad, but he did so good. And he told me he wasn't confident with this voice, and I'm like, dude, you sound great. I think Dex should do more stuff. I mean, he does do more stuff. I hope he gets to do more stuff, and I get to do more stuff with him because I like working with him, even though he's obsessed with Uma Musume. He's my Uma Musume coach, by the way. Key time is great. Yeah. Everyone, if you ever see Dexterity, +10 Dexterity, go be nice to him. He's the Rat King, and then I have the Rat Lark Opie as my other prophet, and I think that's so funny. The horse game compels it. It really does. I really do think my debut was delayed because I was playing Uma Musume instead of working. It's bad. It was really bad. But we're here now, and that's what matters. So, that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you ever have any questions about lore, you can always put them in the comments down below. Or if like you want to use my Discord for anything, I can reping my Discord link. I don't think I ever copy pasted anything new, right? I think I did actually. Let me reping that one more time. Boop. And then invite people. If you would like to be a part of my community, I think it'd be really cool to have you guys around. And then you get pinged for when events happen, or when a new video drops, or if you want to be part of things, or if you want to suggest things, or you want to give me music, please give me music. I want more music. I only listen to the same 5 things. I need more. I know it looks like I listen to a lot with my slides, but I will do the thing where I listen to a song 20 billion times and then I move on. Lore question. Why are you so cool? I think there are people who would highly disagree with you and think I am actually pretty bad. But that's kind of a story for another time, I think. But hopefully I can do more lore stuff in the future. I think no one is ever compelled to do lore as a VTuber. I just think it's something fun for me because I love stories of fantasy and RPG. And a lot of my story is stuff that I think a lot about when it comes to tropes and fantasy. I really like... How do I word this? I think oftentimes when you look at a generic fantasy trope, I don't think it'll ever fully tries to understand where the characters are coming from when certain things are... No, that's not quite the right way to phrase it. What do you do when your whole life has been laid out in front of you? I think that's the question I want to ask with not just my character, me, but my story, if that makes sense. I think that's the best way to put it. Who are you when you're told exactly who you have to be? And that's all I'll say on that. What is 3? Do you want the lore reason or do you want the real reason? Do you want to know why the E is a 3? May, do you have any Nutella? Why did they ask me if you have Nutella? Why are you at... That's off topic. Remember the rules. Isn't it leet speak? Yes. The reason okay, so the reason my name is spelled LYR3 is because the name LYRE is taken pretty much everywhere because it is a real word. But not everyone has LYR3, so I can leet speak my way into it. My lore answer is that that's how we write E's where I'm from. It's a very specific dialect. Yep, that's it. That's the definite canon lore that I did not come up with just now. I hope you can understand. I'm very, very picky about my world building details. You don't have one? Lore? What do I not have? I have canon lore. Did you not just watch the lore video? We literally just watched the lore video. I gave you the director's cut. Commentary. Whatever you call that. I forget. Anyway. It has been a long stream. Let's talk about my schedule really quickly. Not really quickly. I want to go in detail because I want to, yeah. Whoa. That's my reference sheet, silly. Schedule. Wow. Is that not so lovely? Look at this lovely schedule that I made all by myself. A couple things. Let me pull my pointer out. 3 being something passed down. Well, my sister, if you want something to think about, my sister's name is Player 2, or she's called 2. What does that mean? Why do we both have number themes in our names, huh? Think about that for me. Schedule-wise, Monday, I was sleeping. Tuesday, I was kind of waking up. Wednesday, I woke up, and you woke up too. We both woke up on the side of the road. Isn't that crazy? So that happened yesterday. We're here today, debut 2.0. Did you guys like it? Did you like learning about stuff and learning about me and listening to me yap and lose my voice? I'm pretty sure what's going to happen after the stream is this funny thing happens sometimes when I talk too much, where when I breathe after yapping, this like whimpering whistle sound comes out. It's kind of worrying, and I can feel my throat going, so I'm pretty sure it's going to happen when I'm done. It's also kind of funny to me. So, hi Bananigans, welcome in. Who is one? I don't know. Maybe you're number one. Aha. Is that fan service? I'm so dumb. Anyway, we talked a lot about debut, and we talked about my director's commentary, and we talked about things I like. I hope you like the things I like. I hope you like the ideas I'm going to talk about and all that cool stuff. Aha. Oh my gosh, tomorrow we're gonna play our first official game, and it's a community game. Is that not so crazy? It's called Pumpkin Carver. I don't know how well known this game is. I also might be making a mistake by trying to play it on Halloween, but the whole idea is there's a solo mode where you can carve pumpkins as you want, and people have done some crazy designs in that game. But there's also a multiplayer server where you play in a little Halloween town. There's a haunted mansion. There's a movie theater where you can watch public domain movies, and you can hang out with a bunch of other ghosts. So I'd like to do that together, and we can just hang out and play on a fun little server together. I think that'd be really nice. After this stream, I'm going to put the details of how to access it in the Discord server and also on Twitter and Blue Sky. And that's it, because I don't have any other social media. Well, maybe Tumblr. I don't know. So if you would like to do that and hang out with me, that'd be really cool and awesome. And we can go be little cute ghosts together. Oh, you can also collect pins. Hey, did you guys know? I like pins. I like pins a lot. Did you know you can collect pins in this game? So that'll be fun to do. On Saturday, we're going to play Little Nightmares. I've been waiting for forever to play this game. I've had it since July, or June. I don't know exactly. I got it during a sale. And we're gonna do that together. I think a lot of people really like this series. I don't know a lot about it though, so I'm excited to dig in. It kind of reminds me of Inside. I think because of it's just like a side-scrolling 3D format, but I'm sure there's more to it than that. I also think the model looks cute, so hopefully I won't get scared. I think it's more eerie and creepy rather than scary, though. What is apparently scary, though, is Layers of Fear. I'm very upset that I did not get to play any horror games during Horror Month, so November is the new October. I'm going to be playing a lot of horror games, I think, during this month. Both a mixture of indie and then bigger ones. Because I'm thinking on Monday, we're going to start Silent Hill F. I think that's the day where we start Silent Hill F, and we're gonna experience Silent Hill in Japan, which is very strange to me. It feels like a very American game, despite it being made by a Japanese company. I'm interested to see how some things translate, if that makes sense. If you played Silent Hill 2 or any of the other Silent Hills, you know. You probably understand what I mean. But that's it. That's all my stuff. Let me hop back here. Someone once pointed out to me that I say hopping, and is it related to being a frog? I don't know. I don't know when I picked up the hopping around thing. Maybe it is a frog thing. But I'm gonna let you guys go now. Thank you guys for sticking around. I know it's been a long stream. I hope you had fun. Make sure to tune in next time for a fun little carving game. And the rest of this week. I'm gonna try and do a full week of streams, so my full schedule, quote unquote, will end next Wednesday. I don't know exactly what my schedule is going to look like as like a standard schedule, but we will figure that out as we go, because we're heading into holiday season, and that means that other people are going to be busy and I'm going to be busy, so we'll see. I have a lot of games I want to do though, so I'm not going to lack for content, if that makes sense. I need to go before I keep talking because I can feel my voice going. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys go. YouTube side, I can't raid, so unfortunately, this was where we leave you. But I hope you had fun, and I hope you can stick around for next time. I will see you guys tomorrow on that end. I might make the waiting room shortly after the stream, so if you wanted to like stick around for that, maybe you'll see it there. And then Twitch side, we're gonna raid someone. I don't know who we're raiding yet, but it's gonna be someone. But thanks for sticking around. Okay, you guys can go now. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye. Oh my gosh, Maki's still there. Blech. You guys let Maki be first? SMH. Please don't let go, I'm gonna fall. We're on the road. Just keep walking for a little bit with me, okay? It'll be fine. Don't worry, we'll be fine. Okay? Okay. See you soon. Bye. Bye-bye, YouTube. Bye-bye-bye, YouTube. Bye. Bye, YouTube.